Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.
This is a problem that stems from slavery. And this compensation, this compensation is coming to people who were enslaved by the white man for 400 years. The Puerto Ricans don't even fit into this picture.
Well, they do fit into it.
No,
they do fit into
it. The problem is the Negro problem. They're not lynching Puerto Ricans.
If a dark-skinned Puerto Rican went down to Mississippi, he probably would be lynched too.
Spanish, he wouldn't be lynched.
No, they don't.
It's the Negro here, and as long as he speaks Spanish or some other language, or if he ties his head up with a turban or something, he can go anywhere in Mississippi or in your home that he desires.
You're not aware of the fact, are you, that African students have been arrested in our demonstrations in the South?
When they
speak French.
When they have been mistaken for the so-called Negro in America, they've been arrested.
John, please go ahead.
Yes. I would like to ask your guests, are they familiar with Jason Black, Professor Black Truth, and Tariq Nasheed? And they seem to be far more relevant and influential to the black community than the Griot and other black so-called news networks. Because I heard the guests talk about including everybody. And so they say that, everybody, we shouldn't include everybody. This is about black people. Everybody doesn't fit in. Immigrants from Africa are actually on reparations committees where they don't get anything and it has nothing to do with them. So do you know Jason Black, Professor Black Truth, and Tariq Nasheed? And what do you think of them? Thank you.
Yes, indeed. FBA all day, certified all the time, certified Black Society, and certified foundational Black Americans. Right on point. Appreciate the family for tapping in. Appreciate the family for pulling up. Black first to all the brothers. Black first to all my sisters. And be one to the whole damn lineage. It's FBA over everybody and FBA only. That's what it is. That's how I'm rolling. That's how I approach it. So let's go to work. Today, we're going to put it in. Regulating, reparations, separations. And even if somebody does not understand that or they can't wrap their minds around it, it's going to be that way as long as we feel like it. Why? It's because we FBA and we say so. They don't like it, it's FBA and we say so. They got a problem with it, they feelings is hurt, they in their emotions. Who gives a fuck? Because it's FBA and we say so. That is the vibe, that is how we come in. Business, personal, in the streets, in public, don't matter. Wherever we are at, that's how we're mobbing because it is FBA and we say so. So I don't give a fuck if someone likes it. I don't give a fuck if they getting their tether feelings, they shed their tether tears. I don't give a fuck if they're upset. I don't care if they call on the phone to zaddy, try to snitch on us, tell on us, whatever they do, because we know they're gonna do something. It don't matter, because when you say FBA, that goes full time. You ain't half time, it ain't part time, it's all the way around. It's full service and it's thorough. And that is the approach that we're taking everywhere we go. And this is why everybody is angry. We talk about it all the time right here on the Black Alpha Network, that everybody is upset and everybody is shook because we started claiming and representing our lineage, our heritage, and our culture. One more time, that is our lineage, our heritage, and our culture. And just by us doing that, before we get to the reparations, before we get to the policies and the legislation, before we get to the tangibles, just us claiming our own selves has people pissed off. Remember this, and I say this to the whole family, and I say this all the time. Foundational Black Americans are the only people on the planet that motherfuckers get upset with you just for being you. We ain't even out here trying to be somebody else. We ain't out here acting. We ain't perpetrating a fraud. We ain't playing no roles. We ain't putting on no characters, no front. We are just simply being ourselves, and we are simply representing our lineage, our heritage, and our culture. And it's got these motherfuckers that mad. It's got motherfuckers on one side of the earth getting mad at us. It's got people right here in this country getting mad at us. It's got people speaking different languages, different religions, all getting mad at us because we simply said foundational Black American. Damn, that's it? That's all it takes? Shit, fuck it. I like it. Keep on hating. Keep that hate train rolling. Keep drinking on that haterade. And we gonna keep on shining. And we gonna put on the show. It has been proven historically The foundational black Americans, we shine the brightest when the lights are the brightest. We don't run from nothing. We make this shit look easy. We may go through a lot. People may throw a lot of things at us, but guarantee you one thing for sure. We make it all look easy and can't nobody do what we have done. So if you think we gonna run from any type of hate, or you think we gonna run from somebody being upset, shit, you out your goddamn mind. You out your goddamn mind. We've been putting it down and putting on for 500 years. So if you think somebody's tether emotions is gonna get us upset, or somebody in their democratic feelings is gonna make us stop, you better go get a refund, because we in here and we gonna stay here. Why? It's because this is the country that we built. This is the country that we created. This is the country that we innovated. And you gotta always let that be known, and you gotta always let motherfuckers see that off top. You don't wait around for that. If you built the United States of America, then you need to let everybody know you built the United States of America. If this country was built off the backs of our ancestors, then we need to let motherfuckers know that. Nobody's gonna come and reach into our pockets, steal off our plate, or try to rob the legacy of our ancestors. And y'all know right here on the Black Alpha Network, that's one thing that I don't go for. No, fuck that. You're not gonna disrespect our ancestors. Everybody has to realize there's only one group of people that are ever going to represent the foundational black American ancestors who built this country, and it's us. It's been clear and it's been proven that nobody shows respect to our ancestors. They want to steal, they want to rob from our ancestors, or just make it look like they didn't exist. Or better yet, they want to take out a fucking eraser, erase our ancestors off of this country, and then insert their ancestors. That's how you get shit like immigrants built America. They'll talk around our ancestors. They'll talk through our ancestors and give them no credit. About the same disrespect that they give to us, that's the same disrespect that they give to the people who got us here. Y'all going for that? I know goddamn well I'm not, and I know goddamn well my B1 certified foundational black American family is not either. So it's regulating time. It's time to cash these race receipts, and it's time to let motherfuckers know FBA says what the fuck we gonna do, and then we do it. FBA says what we're going to take, and then we take it. FBA gets shit done, and everybody can bear witness. This lineage goes unmatched. You can travel from one ocean to the other ocean, fly, swim, skip, hop, jump, and you will never find another group like us. That is why every other group tries to act like us, tries to imitate us, but nobody can fill them shoes. They too fucking big. Your hands don't reach that high. You're dealing with exceptional people who are on some exceptional vibes, and guarantee you one thing. Foundational black Americans, we are better when we are in our own space, and foundational black Americans are better when we're in our own zone, and that's what we're creating, and that's everything we're pushing forward. Know that, trust that, believe that. Man, it's on today, family. Make sure y'all leave a like, smash that goddamn like button, hit the notifications, share this video, turn up, let's ride, because we are everything everybody wants to be, and we are great. And if you great, act like it. Be it, enjoy it, wear it. Shit, I know I do. Every single day, everywhere I go, I bring foundational black America with me. And I know you guys do the same exact thing. Shout out to the chat. Salute everybody. Oh, by the way, I appreciate everybody who supported the Cash App. You know I do. You know I do. Let's keep this thing moving, man, and let's build together. We stand together, we rise together, and that's the only way we operate, because like I said, there's foundational black Americans, and then there's everybody else. And we gonna keep that same energy, and we gonna keep it on today, right here on this episode of the Black AlphaCast. Regulator, regulate time, mount up, we own it. Yeah, we so on it, and we so on code right now. That is pull-up season, pull-up justice. We pulling up for reparations, we pulling up for tangibles, we pulling up to put motherfuckers in check. Anything that we doing, you just put pull up in front of it, okay? Because the family is out here pulling up. Disrespect will not be tolerated. This is the new norm. There ain't no U-turn, there ain't no turning around. This is it right here, real time. Everything that you see going on is exactly what needs to be going on, and is exactly what you will continue to see going on. Foundational black Americans, certified black society in the B1 Brigade has shit on lock. Locked down, wrapped up, airtight. And everybody out here is pissed off, and everybody is out here scared. Matter of fact, let me rephrase that. Everybody is pissed off because they're so scared. They're afraid of when foundational black Americans start to get justice. They're afraid when foundational black Americans start to make demands, real demands. They're cool when we beg. They're cool when we plead. They're cool when we praying. That's why they were always trying to convince us to pray. Y'all go pray, don't you? Don't y'all want to go pray about it? Y'all want to forgive, huh? Forgiving is the thing to do. Why don't y'all go over there and forgive black folks? When black folks was on that shit, everybody was happy. Everybody was living in la la land. Now, when certified black society is on some pull-up shit, when certified black society is on some pull-up justice shit, everybody is scared to the bone. New black media got them shook. That's why you see all these publications running around here trying to demean us. On-code candidates got him shook. Shout out to my low country brother Marcel Dixon. That's why Clyburn's on the phone. That's why Coon Clyburn is on the phone talking to Collard Green Kamala, and they trying to make all these new rules. They're trying to undercut. They're trying to take elections away from our brother. That's why right now you got $1 million Democratic politicians, $1 million Democratic shills, from $1 billion Democratic news organizations, from $1 trillion Democratic political party, and they spend every last dime trying to stop foundational black Americans. They spend every last second trying to stop foundational black Americans. We've been on their mind all summer long. This summer has truly been a pull-up summer. It has truly been a real hot summer like we predicted, and it's been a certified summer. And how do you know? It's because FBA, we've trended the whole goddamn summer. Everything. Reparations has trended. Tariq Nasheed has trended. Tangibles has trended. FBA trended 3 different times, 3 different ways. Foundational black Americans spelled out trended. FBA trended, and then FBA AS trended. That's the same lineage 3 different times all summer long. Just about an hour ago, our brother Jason Black from the Black Authority was trending. If you look right now, people who hate on us are trending. Motherfuckers put our names in their hashtags, they put our names on their Twitter spaces, and we've got them trending. We so strong that if a motherfucker stand next to us, they start to trend. So what does that tell you about the level foundational black Americans are? We don't have to stand next to them and trend. We do that shit on our own. Just like we built this country on our own. Just like we get money on our own. Just like we have black empowerment on our own. The same way that they got to steal our resources and our tangibles and our laws is the same way these motherfuckers got to trend by mentioning us. This means it is foundational black American season like never before. Yes, indeed. What does that tell you? That tells you what I always speak about right here on the Black Alpha Network. Smash that like button. Thank you, family. Salute. I say it all the time. That is, everything revolves around us, and we don't revolve around nobody. That's what it's all about. And they shook to the core. As I said, they're shook because we got a real pull-up style right now. We got a real pull-up movement. You hear people out here trying to boycott us. They're not out here boycotting issues. They're not out here boycotting policies. You got folks openly saying, these non-FBA folks, they're out here openly saying we should boycott foundational black Americans. We go protest, they protest us. How you gonna protest us at a protest where we're protesting some other shit? This is what motherfuckers got to do. They have got to the point of pure desperation, y'all. Pure desperation. Now they're saying them FBAs is getting so close to the bag, we gotta physically go out in the streets and counter their protests. They not even protesting us on some shit that we even do to them. Like I said, we ain't think about these motherfuckers. Hell no, we think about the money. We think about resources. We think about tangibles. We thinking about certified black empowerment. And that's our new approach. Either you family or you ops. Nothing in between. Only thing we rocking with is the family. If you are not the family, then you are against the family. And that mentality and that mindset will keep us clean all day. Imagine somebody being so entitled to your culture, where they really get offended when you're out here doing things. These folks are boycotting us. We are the only lineage on the planet that people boycott. Other groups, minority groups, are boycotting our lineage. You got groups out here boycotting our lineage. You got people out here boycotting our lineage. Our lineage is being boycotted just because we great. So what does that tell you? That's it. No more free trials. Y'all ain't getting no free trials. Y'all ain't getting no test drives, okay? Y'all not gonna cosplay us for political benefits. It's all about the black grassroots, and that's the only way we can confirm you. So if you're coming from the black grassroots, you solid. That's what it's all about. Everybody else is handpicked. So the same way that we demand reparations is the same way we're gonna demand respect for anybody who tries to take from our culture. These folks are literally out here boycotting us. We are a boycotted lineage. These other groups, these other minorities, these other POCs, they're not worried about their own benefits. Tell me.
In the 80s. rights. We are been here. We're foundational to the country. Shut the fuck up. Call the police. Did you get that on record? That's assault. Someone call 911 right now. Call 911. Call ICE. Call ICE. Call 911. We have them assaulting us all because we're fighting for our economic viability. Get her on camera. She came here. She came here yelling and screaming. She's controlling stuff. She's volatile. She's not like. She's metal. She wanted to fight me. She said, let's act like we're in the living room. In what culture do you fight in your living room? We don't do that here in the United States.
We ain't got none of these motherfuckers on our minds. See, they try to trick us before to get us to stop. Then they try to con us to get us to stop. They try to run interference to get us to stop. Now they have just resorted to the point where they're getting up, packing lunches, going to the streets, and physically trying to run interference on us. If FBA is gonna go protest this shit, let me show up and protest FBA. Y'all feel me? If FBA is about to get to the reparations, let me go to the reparations panel and protest FBA. We out here putting it down. These motherfuckers is out here trying to run interference on what we're getting because they know we close. They know we close, and they know once we get it, it's over for them. Everybody knows this. They understand this. Trust me. Somebody tonight is waking up in a cold ass sweat thinking about foundational black Americans cutting them reparations checks. Oh yes, a lot of them. Millions of them. Popping up in different languages. I'm talking about all different fucking languages, all different backgrounds. They waking up tonight terrified of the mere thought that foundational black Americans are doing exactly what we said we was gonna do. We was gonna get to the money and we were gonna take what's ours. Not ask, not beg, not plea, not say, master, can I haves? No, take that shit. And that is what's going on. That's why I tell everybody, if you've ever been happy to be alive, if you've ever been proud to be a foundational black American, then the time is now. This is the most precious time to have ever been alive to be a foundational black American. Much salute to all of our ancestors, and we're on their backs. We carry them on our shoulders. You understand? So it's all together. It ain't just about us. It's about how we're representing everyone who got us here and how we're going to pass the baton to everybody who's coming here. Does that make sense? You feel me? This is what it's about, family. We are representing everybody, and this is a very, very pivotal time. Either we get it done now or it ain't happening. We cannot fumble the ball. We can't fumble the rock. Can't be no my bad dogs. We'll do it tomorrow. If you're not building now, you waste it today. And if you're not building now, you waste it tomorrow. It don't work like that. Mistakes and waiting around, that shit is over. This is it today. This is the dance. We have to win. We have to put it down. And ladies and gentlemen, we're on the right track. We are on the right motherfucking track. We got everything in motion. We got all the soldiers. We got all the troops, all the intellect, all the thoughts, all the warriors. And speaking of warriors, this is what they're really afraid of, because they were cool when we got ideas that don't translate into the streets. They're cool when we got thoughts that don't translate into public. They're cool when a couple people talk about what they gonna do, but they don't really go out and do it. Well, now we saying what we gonna do, and we going out and doing it. We calling our shot, and we got a warrior class. Yes, we do. Pull up justice, pull up season, pull up summer, all revolves around having a warrior class. And that is made of brothers and sisters, kings and queens, goddess and gods. When you see us pulling up to Power 106 and you see people coming to protest us, you know, because they ain't got nothing better to do but try to stop us from getting the bag. Good luck with that one, because we gonna get the bag. When you see people trying to harm our sisters and the brothers form a shield around her, that is the warrior class. When you see a brother out here being harmed and a sister show up and say, it didn't go like that, Karen. It went like this, and she hold her brother down, that's the warrior class. Let me tell you about a warrior class. A warrior class can be a lot of things, but what a warrior class is at the core is you're not gonna fuck with one of my fellow FBAs. That's what it's all about. I don't care who, how, when, where, why. If you fuck with an FBA, whether that is a man, a woman, or a child, an elderly person, a young person, you will get consequences and repercussions spelled out for your ass. And that's all a part of regulating. That's why all my regulators are locked in, laser focused. You guys seen what happened in California, Power 106, when they had that guy running his mouth, that other, speaking down on foundational black Americans, disrespecting foundational black Americans, and giving that same bullshit excuse. I call y'all bad names because of this. You know, it's the same cast of characters. There's always an other that talks down on FBA, and then there's always some coon who justifies it. Have you guys ever seen a situation where somebody talked down or said some type of vitriol statement towards us, and there wasn't a coon who said, well, that's fine now, I understand? See, they don't just want brownie points from the dominant society, they'll take brownie points from whoever they can get it from. That's how low they feel about their goddamn self. You feel me? When they're so low and so low budget, everything is up to them. Even somebody who's really not up, even a dusty, raggedy ass person still holds high regard to a coon, because this is what a coon is. A coon is a bottom feeder. A coon ain't about nothing at all. So this one guy, whoever the fuck his name is, was sitting here justifying that clown dude speaking about FBA. As a matter of fact, let's listen to it. The guy went to one of them fucking shows. I don't even know the name of the show, but he went on the show and he was talking dirt on our brother Tariq Nasheed. And you got another coon guy. I think his name is AD or something like that. If it is AD, it probably means always dusty, always dingy, always dirty, because the motherfucker looked like he just jumped out the dumpster. Always in the dumpster. That's who the fuck he is. Anyway, this guy's sitting here justifying why the other hater is talking down on FBA.
The Ghetto Coon was a video that I made. Paleteros were getting attacked, and I was like, where are the brothers at? Where this and that? And he took offense to that. And you know what Tariq Nasheed did? He's a race baiter, right? He's a pimp. So he started talking all this shit, talking shit about Mexicans, talking shit, just what he does, right? So I got home, and I made a video, and then specifically there, it says Tariq, the Ghetto Coon Nasheed. I've always thought Coon was an Uncle Tom.
Yeah.
All right. So that's off the bat. The ghetto part, and I've had this conversation with many brothers.
And I heard what you said. You said that you act like you down with the hood, but you live in the whitest part of California.
He's doing like he's steering the pot, and he's talking all this shit about black power and fuck Mexicans and fuck whites. It's all about the black people. But you're living in the white area, homeboy, because you don't got no repercussions for that kind of shit. It's sitting there saying shit like that, steering shit up that don't know the game, don't know the flavor, don't know what's behind this. So that's why I put the phrase ghetto. You want to be fake as fuck? Coon, you and Uncle Tom, homie. That's all it was. But when you get the phrase and you wake up in the morning and I'm looking at this shit, I've been working at this for 4 to 5 years. You go back through all my videos, homie. I'm always trying to bring the right conversation to the fucking table. But to me, it seems like the higher ups, they want you and I at each other's throats still. But I'm done getting at each other's throats because there is no prosperity in that. I want to see your kids playing with my kids. We've been killing each other for 50 fucking years. Have our neighborhoods gotten bigger? They're getting smaller and smaller, homie. They're kicking us out. The rent's going up. All the while, we're at each other's necks. Homie, nah, we gotta step the game up. The Irish, they were gangbangers. The Jews, they were gangbangers. The Italians, they were gangbangers. Everybody here was a gang, but they evolved. We've been stuck in the streets because we can't communicate with one another. And what I'm trying to do is get that communication going between us, between my homies, between all our homies, so we can actually step this shit up. AD?
You see that clown shit? Hey, didn't I just say that these folks will always write themselves a pass to use slurs against foundational black Americans, and they'll always try to put a ribbon on it, and there will always be what I said, a Negro escort. I just covered that in another Black AlphaCast, and I played it out with Fat Joe and Cardi B and all them. The same shit happens again. This is why we say we cash race receipts. This is why we say we regulate. It's because everything we say always comes to light. It always comes to fruition. You see it. You can sit here right now and say some shit's gonna happen tomorrow when it comes to a coon, when it comes to a hater, when it comes to anybody who's against foundational black Americans. You can say it, sit back, watch it happen. So this guy said, no, I call you coon and this because of that. And I say this because I don't mean it in a bad way. I just mean it in a this way. What the fuck are you talking about? And you see that dusty ass dude, he's sitting there once again, probably trying to score him some goddamn quesadillas or something. I don't know what the fuck he's trying to do. Either way, he's sitting here trying to justify it. And what it really is, as we regulate, we pull back all the layers so we can get to the core, past all the lies, past all the deception. Because remember, you only lie and you only deceive if you afraid. So this motherfucker can talk all that bullshit, but we all know what it really is. He has to try to run that game on foundational black Americans because he don't want no smoke with foundational black Americans. He didn't put his name on it. He didn't put his name on it. Now, when he's sitting there saying, we need to boycott them, and that's wrong, my brother. When he said all that shit, that was in. 2 days later, when FBA pulled up and started G-checking them, now he's starting to say, no. I only said it because of this. I only said it because of that. Where all that tough guy shit go? All that tongue wrestling and flapping your fucking guns, where'd that go? They change the game when the warrior class shows up. When they know that FBA don't play, then they start acting a little bit different. They start trying to erase their name off them statements that they previously said. Unfortunately for them, we cash the most receipts on the planet. You say some shit, oh, trust and believe, we done caught it. And we gonna put your ass on that big screen, we gonna frame it and let the whole world know this person right here don't really want none. So that's why he was backtracking. People heard that fake tough guy shit, I don't hear that. All I seen was a motherfucker who ran his mouth, FBA showed up, FBA pulled up, and just let him know, what you said, you on our radar. You on our radar. Our brother Tariq exposed him. That's why Power 106 had to take it down. Trust me, all my brothers and sisters, and I send a salute to you, who went out there to Power 106 to protest, he caught wind of all that shit. He wasn't there. He wasn't there. You go to a studio and talk in a little studio on the microphone in the coon comfort of a tap dancing Sambo, but you ain't never out here in the streets with FBA. You guys notice that? Y'all notice they're never out here in the streets with FBA. They never see us in the public. We out here every day. This foundational Black America, we built this country. Our fingerprints are all over the place. How come these people never see us? How come it's always in some room on the internet, behind a microphone, calling up a Twitter space, running your mouth, trolling? Y'all notice it's always that. They're afraid that we're going to get our reparations. They're afraid we're going to get to the bag. They're afraid that we're going to get every single resource that is belonging to us. But they don't really have it in them to try to stop it. No, they don't. Because that comes with what? Consequences, repercussions, regulating. That's why it is about regulating, reparations, and separation. And the main part about separation, this goes back to something that we've all known. And finally, things are coming to the light, because that's really what it is. If you really want to talk about all this in a nutshell, what really is going on in this era that has separated this era and made us so unique is that all the lies from the past have been exposed and the truth has come to light. What they say, what's done in the dark comes to light. Well, we got a shining, bright, ultraviolet spotlight on this shit. Everything. Name me one lie, one deception that even works anymore. We've went through them all. All these fake allies, we've gotten rid of them. We've exposed it. Look, POC has been exposed. Minorities have been exposed. The Black and Brown Coalition has been exposed. Everybody that they told us was our friends, we've exposed that by regulating and removing the people that were facilitating those lies. Back in the old days, the coons used to facilitate those lies, but we just removed the coon and now we telling the truth. Back in the old days, the Democratic Shield used to facilitate that lie. Well, we removed the Democratic Shield. Now we've exposed the truth. It's as simple as that. We just got the motherfucker who's telling the bullshit out the way so they can't tell that bullshit no more. This is what you call being on code. This is the luxury of being on code. Once we got on code, I'm talking about for real, not hoping, not wishing. I'm talking about when we were all operating on the code, everything falls into place and everything has fallen into place. And that's why you see the results every day. This is a result era. This isn't a wait till tomorrow, wait till your kids generation and it might get better. This ain't a master will be good tomorrow. He's going to have a change of heart tomorrow at 3 and he's going to quit oppressing you. No, this is they ain't going to give it, we going to take it. If it is owed to us, it will belong to us. It will be in our possession. Things that we create, we will have. Not things we create someone else has. Not things we create someone puts their name on it or they go patent it and say they did it. Fuck no. Because we seen what that does. We understand how that kumbaya culture shit works. It makes motherfuckers who really don't like you, people who really do not have your best interests at hand, come on in your house and take what's yours. Fake friends has done the Black community so much harm. So much harm. Chasing friendships and chasing buddies and pals and allies and everybody can get along and we all the world, that has done nothing for foundational Black Americans. It just politically and socially doesn't work for us. And if something does not politically or socially work for you, it is your right to get rid of it. It is your right to cancel it. It is your right to go in a different direction. And that's all we've done. All we've done is went in a different direction. We've seen things that haven't worked, we changed them. We see terms and names that do not identify our culture and we changed it. We see people who claim to be our allies but are really our enemies and we changed them. We got rid of them, send them out the door, send them in that direction. What the fuck is so wrong with that? All we're doing is what everyone else has always done. Don't get mad at FBA. This is why we ain't playing the bullshit. This is why we ain't falling for the tricks. We see everybody else do the things that y'all tell us not to do. We see everybody else get things that belong to us. We see everybody else caking up and getting a lot of luxury based on things they tell us we're not allowed to have. See, back in the old days, when you was fucking with them old Negroes, they would fall for that shit over and over and over again. That's why they would vote Democrat for 60 years. That's why they would turn the other cheek for 500 years. Certified Black society in this era sit back, watched and observed all that shit and seen it makes no fucking sense. And we don't go for it. So the fake allies and all that, all we have done is clean house. Back in the day, they said let everybody come in, and everybody just eventually moved us out the fucking way, pushed us out our own fucking house. I'm sorry, we ain't going for that. If you think certified Black society of today is going to allow someone to come in our house that doesn't even belong here and make us go sleep on the couch or on the floor while they sleep in the bed? To make us eat out of a fucking cooler while they're eating out the refrigerator? Make us eat the leftovers when they get the food hot off the stove? Shit. Fuck that. And that is pretty much a microcosm of what has went on for years. People have came in our house, disrespected us, took what's ours, and told us to be nice. Play fair. And the black grassroots are in full control now. Anytime you see these people sweating, they on C-SPAN and all these, like I said, billion-dollar industries, and they're having to field questions about the black grassroots. Basically what you heard earlier was somebody saying, how come the black grassroots is whooping y'all in the mainstream and you guys got so much more money than them? Because they can outspend us, but they can't outwork us. Because foundational black Americans who are determined, sharp, strong, and focused are unstoppable. Let the whole goddamn world be witnesses of the power foundational black Americans create when we're on code. One of the things that we do when we're on code, as we say, we start running motherfuckers off the block, out the paint, off the field. And we got to do that with a lot of these fake allies who come around and say, we got your back, man. We're friends. Y'all know we're in this together. You know that bullshit? You sit here and see people talk about foundational black Americans in a disrespectful way and try to put sugar on it, try to tie a fucking ribbon on it, try to sweeten it up, but really be disrespecting us. I'm gonna play a clip right now. Listen to this individual, whoever the fuck he is, and he's sitting there pulling that, well, you know, we've been oppressed too, brother, but y'all need to get over it, y'all need to be nice, and y'all need to let us get what you got. Basically is what the fuck he's trying to say. Once again, that shit might have worked yesterday, but we ain't on that because it's all about regulating, reparations, and separations. So we spot this shit. We see this from a mile away. And the reason why this guy's getting all frustrated and his voice is shaking, and the fact that he even had to turn on his little goddamn broke ass camera and give this little fucking speech, he's only doing it because shit done got hot. The block is on fire right now, and FBA are the ones who made it that way. FBA are the ones who are out here making everybody pay up, making everybody make sense when they talk. Because y'all know when it comes to us, they just throw shit at the wall and just speak. Now everyone has to address it in specifics. They got to put disclaimers on it. You can't just come around and say a bunch of shit that don't add up. Old folks back in the day used to be like, oh, okay, I understand what you're saying. We don't say that. We say, what you mean? Clarify. Speak up. Put your head up when you talk to me. Make eye contact. That's how we speak today. And that's what gets shit done.
This is what I'm going to tell you. If people don't want to like a certain race or they don't want to affiliate with them, move on. Who cares? Move on from it. Who cares? Who cares? It's like pretty much begging people to like you, and that's the shit that gets me about this whole movement and all this shit. It's like nowadays in America, my heart goes out to y'all, bro. Your ancestors and all that. Trust me, it does. But we're oppressed too. Mexicans are oppressed too. We've been oppressed since the fucking 1900s too, homie. And the difference is, bro, is that we don't gotta make people like us, and that's the shit that a lot of y'all are on, and it doesn't make sense to me. It's like, if you're in America nowadays, you gotta follow this movement, and if you don't, you're a fucking bigot and a racist. Like, nah, bro, it's not even that. These people can be so genuine, care about your skin color, but if they're not down with that movement, if they're not down with y'all shit, if they're not validating that y'all are you know, y'all were oppressed and all this shit, they're racist. How the fuck does that work?
Hey, listen how he talking. You see what I'm saying? You see how he's talking and he's speaking from the aspect of, but we go through it too. That's that tether talk that Dr. Claude Anderson speaks about. How he said they're going to come in, they're going to try to latch themselves onto us and make it look like their lineage has went through the same things that we went through so they can get the same things that we deserve.
Like, honestly, how does that work? How does that make them a fucking racist? You know what I mean? This is the way I look at it. I'm going to tell y'all, and you could take from this cartoon, you know, you could take from this whatever you want to. I really don't care. You want to call me racist? Go right ahead, bro. You know, it don't bug me. It don't bug me. I ain't got to please nobody. But this is the way I'm looking at it. I got a big enough fight for my people as it is. I don't got no energy to fight your people's fight. So excuse me when I'm not fucking, you know, heartfelt or open to the whole thing that y'all went through with the slave, you know, all that shit. Excuse me when I ain't open to it. We've been oppressed too, homie. We got a big enough fight as it is. We've been fighting for equality just like y'all have.
You see what I'm talking about? And you see how he's sitting there saying, well, you know, why you make everybody want to like you? We don't care if everybody like us. Motherfucker, once again, y'all out there with blue contacts, blonde wigs, out here checking everything except your race on the Census Bureau. Y'all are the most want to be looked at differently, motherfuckers. Stop playing. Stop playing, bruh. We ain't going down that road. We ain't going down that lane. You see what I'm saying? They got to throw things at us that really apply to them. And then they got to throw shade because they don't come at it. Didn't I just say with that other clown that he got to talk around FBA? He wants to speak on FBA, but he ain't really body like that. This is the same thing this guy's doing. This is what we dealing with, fam. This is what we end up getting. We get all this passive aggressive soft talk. Now, when the doors are shut or they in front of a coon that they know ain't gonna do shit, then all of a sudden they start saying, man, cause you know, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Old buddy was talking about the big black guy. But then all of a sudden, when he's talking on camera, when he knows we watching, that all of a sudden turns into, well, you know, no, I'm just saying though. What I'm trying to say is, they turn into the what I'm trying to say is. Nah, try to say what the fuck you said when you was comfortable. Oh, I forgot, you ain't gonna do that because you know FBA regulate. And that's exactly what this guy was doing. Was that not the most dancing around? You can hear this dude's voice is trembling. He's scared to say it. He don't really want to go there. He wants to think it, but he don't really want to say it though. And he shouldn't. Because he knows FBA hands out consequences and we dish out repercussions. And you see all the little funny style shit too. It's just like, if we're not a part of your movement, man, you just want to call us like we're racist, man. Or they hit you with the, man, we respect you guys as ancestors and what your ancestors went through. Those are the top two main things you're always going to hear. They're going to past tense it. They're going to try to push it off to the past. They're going to say, oh no, I understand, but he was tap dancing. He was POC tap dancing. That's what it is, fam. We got these POCs in a world of hurt right now. The POCs are upset. Just the same way the tethers are upset. The same way the coons are upset. The same way the Democratic shields are upset. The POCs are too. Because POC doesn't work anymore. POC is a canceled term. POC, that shit hold no weight. They're used to showing up, flashing that POC card, and getting what's ours. They're used to showing up, flashing that POC card, saying, I'm just like you, brother. I have the same situations and the same issues and da-da-da, whatever the fuck. But now that shit don't go. So now they got to get it on their own. And it has been proven that they cannot get it on their own. That's why they flee here to this country. Once you get on code, I told you, everything else falls into place. And everything else has fallen into place. We get on code one motherfucking time. Then next thing, the tethers running, POCs running, Democratic shields tripping all over the goddamn place, falling flat. Everybody is shook because FBA has put it down. FBA has regulated and separated, and now it's time to cash in reparations. You feel me? Yes. So nice try, Mr. POC, man. Hey, good luck trying to get something on your own because we know y'all can't get nothing on your own anyway. You got to eat off our plate. So our plate, you can't have it. So what you gonna do next? Nothing? Okay, exactly. Go sit over there. You go over there and be POC and whatever the fuck. We're going to be over here. We're going to be FBA and great. Speaking of that, as we cash race receipts, one thing they hate is when they'll say something and try to speak on behalf of all their people, but then we'll provide other people from their community who agree with us. Oh, we cash race receipts. We put names and dates on that big ass jumbotron. Everything we say, we can back it up. This is why FBA moves so swift. This is why FBA is so thorough and on point. It's because we have the truth behind us. We have facts behind us. These people don't operate on that. This is why we could sit here and we could all break it down in the new black media. We can sit here and break it down to each other publicly. You can get on one side of the table. I can get on one side of the table. We can have a discussion about all these fake allies and we can make all these key points. And it all starts with they're just lying. The only thing they have is a big bold-faced fucking lie. They just make shit up. That's what you do when you have nothing in your pockets. When you broke, when you ain't got no morals, when you ain't got no integrity, when you ain't got no sincerity, you just start lying. Resort to lying. Matter of fact, you don't even resort to lying. You come in the door lying. And foundational black Americans, being the exceptional people that we are, we spot that shit from the get-go. From the jump off rip. As soon as the motherfuckers start opening their mouth, man, brother, we're friends, not bullshit. Well, we's all black, not bullshit. Man, you be divisive, not bullshit. You see? G-check, G-check, G-check. We do that shit in 3 seconds. That's why they can't stand us. And that's good. We got to make people not stand us. That's what's up. When people love foundational black Americans, that means we're off code. That means we're off code and we're doing something completely wrong. If you want to know that and you want to see that, just go look back in the day when everybody was saying, man, them African Americans, man, they so good. Remember Trump? My African American friend. And that guy said, hey, boss. Remember that shit? They'll love you when you start talking like that. They'll love you when you go along to get along. Oh my God, they'll be your best friend. Soon as you start talking what we're talking right now, then all of a sudden you're being divisive, you're being means, stop it please, FBA is a hate group. All those things are signs of foundational Black American presence. All those things are signs of foundational Black American excellence. Man, let me say that shit one more time. Here we go. Black Alpha Network replay. So good, gotta say it twice. All of those things that we just mentioned, all the cooning, all the sucker shit, all the fake allies, all that are signs of foundational Black American presence and foundational Black American excellence. Meaning we are in the room and they see us, they know us, better yet, they feel us. And it also shows you that foundational Black Americans are thorough as fuck, authentic. Everything we say can be fact checked. Everything we say can be stamped, signed, delivered. As that guy was talking, both these guys, we just played two of these guys running around here talking that POC shit, talking that black and brown shit, right? And you guys notice that it's only black and brown when we start checking them? Oh yeah, any other time, they're saying the same things about us that the dominant society says about us. Let's talk about these POBs, these personal browns, okay? These personal browns, anybody and everybody knows, as I say, we brought the truth to light. We've exposed the lies that everybody want to cling on to. We all knew it. You can go back 10, 20, 30 years ago. Brothers and sisters know what the people of Brown say about us. Everybody knows that, right? But the fact of the matter is we have put that on the mainstream level and we making everybody see it. We making everybody witness it. We making everybody uncomfortable. And the same way being called divisive is a compliment. The same way they say FBA is mean is a compliment. The same thing applies to making everybody uncomfortable. Those are all good points. That is all good factors. And that is all signs that you are on the right track. And that track is being on code. Nonetheless, when we put everybody in a position to be exposed, when we put everybody in a position to see what the truth is and to cash those race receipts, we don't have to just do it based on what we say. Nah, we can pull out what their own people say. The tethers are coming here right now and say, we're all black, brother. We all should get along. We should all be friends. 2 seconds later, we can go get another guy from them countries. They'll say, nah, brother, nah, they're lying to you. They don't really support you. They call you a kata when you're not around. I've done it. I've had Twitter spaces that I have hosted personally, and people have called in from Ghana and called in from Nigeria and told me personally, Black Alpha, they call y'all Akatas over here. They do not respect you guys. Them folks are not your allies. They only want what you got. It's all documented. You can look it up. My Twitter spaces are online right now. Check them out. And I've had that happen. And they hate that. You guys notice they always talk around those people? They don't never bring up the folks in their own community who agree with us. And there's a lot of them. See, we don't have to just say, well, we feel you guys are this way, so you gotta be this way. Even though it's FBA and I fucking said so. So what we say goes. But nonetheless, we don't have to just put our hat on that. Nah, fuck that. I can tell you what it is, and then I can go get one of your people to tell you what it is. What you gonna do then? They always talk around that. Every little group who claims to be down with us, who has to try to maintain that fake relationship. Because remember, the whole world has to maintain a fake relationship with us so they can get what we have. They need us. Anytime there's a war, let's act like we're friends with black folks to get them involved. Ukraine. Anytime they need some money or they down bad, they say, well, let's act like we're down with the black folks, flat blackness, so they can get what's ours, tethers, diaspora. Anytime they want to come into this country illegally and eat off of everyone else's plate, it's let's act like we all down with the foundational Black Americans, POCs.
In our country, in Mexico, we experience lots of classism and colorism. And guess what comes hand in hand with that? Racism. And guys, there's a huge resistance to the shit I'm bringing up here, which is crazy to me how people don't realize that it's low-key racist what they're telling me. To not bring up blackness in Mexico. What the hell? Most Mexicans are racist and they don't even fucking know it. If you've never experienced racist energy with Mexicans, it's because you're good. You're privileged. And you don't get to say it doesn't exist because you haven't experienced it. You haven't experienced racist energy amongst your own people? Consider yourself lucky. I have light skin privilege amongst my own people, but because of that, I've been able to pick up on some crazy racist shit white Mexicans be saying right in front of me without truly knowing my background. This whole mejorando la raza shit is one of them. Basically what this means is, let's better the race. We need to better the race rather than ruin it.
Now, ain't that funny? The last guy said that we was friends. The last guy said he understands us. The last guy said he respects what our ancestors go through. This person right here from the same community and the same culture at the same time at the same place. She says that you don't respect our ancestors. She says that you got a lot of anti-black racism floating through your community. What she says is exactly what we've known for years. So when we call you out, people inside your community call you out, now it becomes such a dreaded thing. The truth hurts. The truth hurts, and once again, we are regulating and putting motherfuckers on that jumbotron, big screen, broad day, letting the world know what's up. And we don't have to just do it based on what we say. I can come into your community and find people who say the exact same thing. How they explain that? They can't. This is what happens when you got the truth on your side, family. This is what happens when you know how to lay facts. This is what happens when you lay out race receipts. And that's all we do right here on the Black Alpha Network, Certified Black Society. Nobody cashes receipts better than foundational Black Americans. Nobody does. Like I said, we got these motherfuckers on stack. Lined up, 6 feet high off the motherfucking ground. That's how many we got, because that's how many people we can G-check. We can basically check everybody because everybody tries to get in on us. Name me one group that has not tried to take foundational Black American possessions. Name me one. Everybody who comes to America does off top. But then again, as I said, you can go places that FBA has to get on the plane to travel to, and they're over there trying to run with our shit. You got motherfuckers in villages, I'm telling you, saying that they created hip-hop. We weren't in America, but we created it.
If you're saying it or you're trying to classify it, you can't do it because you're rapping off of songs, if you're a Latin rapper, off of Marvin Gaye records, Smokey Robinson. These guys are not Mexican artists. These are black artists.
That's coming from their community again. So how can one guy say they created hip hop and then the other guy says, no, you stole it from foundational Black Americans? That's y'all same household. That's y'all same people. That's y'all same folks. We didn't say that. That's what your people said. We're not making this up. So once again, you got one person saying how they created hip hop and his own brother is saying he got it from us. Somebody capping, and I think we know exactly who. Moving on. Tell no lies. We don't tell no lies. Everything we say is 100% proof. 100%. So when you see these folks claiming that they created hip hop, I mean, look at it. Just look right now when you start talking about other groups. They say breakdancing started in PR. That's one group. They say hip hop music started in the Caribbean. That's another group. You got two different groups who aren't even the same. They took this part of our culture, they took this part of our culture, and they both say it's theirs. You got motherfuckers taking the left side of FBA culture. You got motherfuckers taking the right side of FBA culture. Someone comes up and takes what's on the north. Someone comes and takes what's on the south. Someone else comes in and takes what's in the middle. They all just got their hands and fingers all in our pot. All them fucking tether ashy ass hands. All in foundational Black American pot. Just trying to take what's ours. Different groups, different times. Motherfuckers is just taking different things like it's an auction and shit. 5, 5, 10, 10, 25 sold to the tether in the back with the ashy ass knuckles. Hell no. And that's the only way you put an end to it is by separation. Separation and regulation. That's it. You get the reparations on top of that, then you're really fucking good. That's the motto. That's what FBA has to push on because every single one of those things has been proven to be successful. Anytime we separate, we're great. Anytime we regulate, we're great. We're great because we built this goddamn country and the reparations claim belongs to us. And we deserve our reparations. That's what it is. We done it all. We done seen it all. We done been through it all. And we still keep on rising. Together we rise. Galvanize, mobilize. Let's do what we do. Let's support each other. Let's make it happen. Anybody out there, if you see somebody on the come up, donate to them. That is how we keep our money in-house. That is how we build. That is how we stay strong. And so all those other groups out there that's running around saying that they created this and they created that, or folks who are scared to come up to any place we're at, or folks who get on there and say, we're in it together, brother. No, I'm in it together with my FBA, and you need to focus on if little Eliana is going to get deported back across the border. That's your issue, not mine. Speaking of that, hey, hold up, one time. ICE, call it twice. Deportation. Remember that. We are the undeportable. FBA, I'm speaking loud and proud as a foundational black American, aka translation, the lineage that cannot be deported. And that's where a lot of the spite comes from, y'all. When they out there talking about, man, you big black coon, you know, Power 106, and y'all don't need reparations, we need to stop them, and all that comes from is that we cannot be deported. They hate when they come to America and they don't have the history and the success that we have. They hate that they're coming to a country where they can be sent home tomorrow afternoon at 12:36 and a half. We be here forever. That pisses them off. How you gonna look down on us when you know that this is our country? How you gonna look down on us when you know you can be gone and we can stay? How you gonna look down on us when you get that knock, do at your door, and somebody comes in, handcuffs your ass, and the next thing you know, you wake up in Honduras? How you gonna be mad at foundational black Americans when you got all that shit going on? All that does is burns them. All that does is add fuel to the fire. They cannot stand the fact that the group that they come here and try to practice anti-black racism on is the group who runs this yard, and they gotta wipe their feet at the door. Do you know what it does to somebody's anti-black racism? Do you know what that does to somebody's jealousy when they gotta bow down to a group of people that they want to be better than but can never be? They hate that shit. They hate when they gotta sit back and see, oh, foundational black Americans did that in America? Damn. Foundational black Americans did that in America? Damn. Foundational black Americans built America? Damn. What the fuck have we done? All of our holidays are holidays from another country. All the things we celebrate, our cultures, practices, traditions, all happen outside of America's borders. Foundational black Americans, everything they celebrate occurred inside these borders. Damn, they hate that. Every single war foundational black Americans have fought in. Damn, they hate that. First person to sacrifice their life for America, Crispus Attucks, foundational black Americans. Damn, they hate that. The Harlem Hellfighters. Damn, they hate that. The Buffalo Soldiers. Damn, they hate that. All the revolutionaries who made it possible for them to even come here with immigration laws. Martin Luther King. Damn, they hate that. Malcolm X. Damn, they hate that. And all the hip hop music that they say that they created all has foundational black American fingerprints on it. Damn, they hate that. Now imagine having to look at all those things, deal with all those things, and accept all those things, and still try to be anti-black. That eats their ass up every minute. That burns them up every minute. Can't stand it. So what they need to do is tell Elian I said hello, and tell him the weather's great over here in foundational black America. We'll send him a fucking postcard. How about that? Hey, and by the way, we got to imagine that lifestyle, because that's not our reality. Our reality is that we're undeportable. We built this country, and we're the one lineage that has roots from the beginning to right now, this second. And the whole world cannot stand that, but the whole world just gonna have to deal with it. Facts on motherfucking facts. So that's where it comes from, and that's how we regulate. But since we're talking about regulate, let's move on to separate. We're gonna go through motherfuckers one by one, step by step, list to list. Document, show you exactly how you break this shit down. Black Alpha Network style, by the way. Bang that notification bell. I appreciate the pull up. Let's keep grinding, let's keep shining, let's keep building, family. Y'all know how we do. I want everybody to realize this. These things that we're saying now, as I already touched on, have been laid out a long time ago. We have great foundational black American elders. We have great foundational black American ancestors. We have great foundational black American minds. That's past, present, and obviously into the future. Dr. Claude Anderson, salute that brother right now. Dr. Claude Anderson laid all this out back in the 1980s. Everything that we break down right now, he laid out. And here's the good part about it, is that brother laid it all out for us to understand, and all we coming in now is doing the work. We're doing the work. A lot of folks back then, when this brother was laying it out, they didn't want to hear it. They was tap dancing. They was butter biscuit chasing. They was chasing after every fucking thing other than black empowerment. They were the ones coming in here, crowding the house, inviting everybody, sending out all these invitations to our culture, because that's all it is. They send out invitations to our culture. It says, anybody who wants to come on in. They running ads in the fucking paper. You want to be an FBA? Come on over. The door is open. And all we're doing is saying, get the fuck out. You feel me? You see the difference. Matter of fact, we ain't saying get the fuck out. We throwing them the fuck out. Big difference. Saying is asking. Tossing motherfuckers out is doing it. There's the difference between asking and action, and this is the action era, and this is the era of results. So our brother Dr. Claude Anderson said way back in the day, and y'all heard this before, I know you have. He said, you've always been the number 2 minority in this country, and you didn't get nothing as the number 2. So what happens when other groups come in and you go from 3 to 4? What you think you gonna get? And you notice how every single person back in the day, all those fake ass Democratic shills and all those bullshit politicians, they used to try to con us with this because they were really trying to pass coon policies. We passing certified policies. That's the difference. And this is why this B1 era, I'm telling y'all, it is something fresh. It is something new. And we got the ball in our court and we got the rock in our hands.
You have been the majority minority for 400 years in this country. You have been the number 2 population for 400 years. You're going to get kicked out of being number 2. You're going to go down and become number 4. Now, common sense, even a 3rd grade education would tell you, if you didn't get anything when you were number 2, you all jumped ahead of me, but anyway, you can guess what you're going to get when you become number 4. And the worst part about it is as you descend.
Every politician used to sell these lies to a lot of black folks, and they say hallelujahs, and they go on down and vote. Man, y'all know them POCs, them is my friends. Them allies is my friends. This is all's my buddies. They like to have a lot of coon buddies. That's that kumbaya culture shit. Kumbaya culture, it needs a lot of coon buddies. All right, so all the coon buddies will get together, team up, hold hands, do whatever the fuck they like to do, and they would always bring people in. And as Dr. Claus says, no politician would ever say anything about it. In reality, these people are coming here to compete with you, not build with you.
And your black organization and your black leadership in this country is afraid to teach black folk how to compete with all these other groups. And they're afraid because they keep trying to create allies with them. You cannot ally with anybody who's planning on supplanting you. You see, if you go check the Council of La Raza, you check the Council of Salala, if you check the National Hispanic Defense League, if you check the National Hispanic Party, the first thing that all of them have is to change the issues in this country from white and black to white and Hispanic. They're planning on supplanting you. By the year 2000, they want to take blacks out of the equation.
And that's what it is. Foundational Black Americans, the reason why we say FBA against the world, the reason why we say FBA against everybody, because that's exactly how it has played out. It has always been foundational Black Americans versus everybody. We're just the first ones to say it. It has always been foundational Black Americans on our own. We are just the first one to say it. It has always been these POCs, minorities, black and brown coalitions trying to steal from us. We are just the first ones to say it. It has always been reparations, cut the check over everything. We're just the first ones to say it. There ain't nothing new under the sun. Only difference is you got shit people gonna think, then you got things people gonna say, and we say it with our chests all the way out. Nothing is new here. You had Dr. Claw laying this out for us way back in the day. And as I say, salute to Dr. Claw because we respect our elders who lay down that good work. But it's on us to pick it up and go do the shit. He was telling everybody in his era what it was, and they didn't want to hear him. The same way you got coons right now saying, well, you know, I'm not sure now. Y'all just being divisive and all that. Trust me, this ain't nothing new. There's always been certifieds. There's always been counterfeits. There's always been real ones. There's always been coons. There's always been black empowerment, and there's always been black cowards. The only difference is who's going to control the mantle. Who's going to be the ones making the charge? Who are going to be the ones who lay down the work? We understand that. So it's not about who's here and who isn't. It's about who's in charge. And right now we're in charge. That's why things are different. Trust me. There's coons today just like there was coons yesterday. There's coons today just like there was coons 10, 20, 30 years ago. The only difference is certifieds have put their asses in check and they not driving the car no more. That's that. That's what you got to do. You got to stop, kick a motherfucker out, and then hit the highway. That's what it is. Don't run around here thinking these motherfuckers is gone, they gonna disappear. Every single day there's gonna be somebody. Every single day there's gonna be somebody new popping up trying to derail us, trying to knock us off our pivot and get us to move off our square. It ain't about them trying to do that, it's about us handling them. That's why we regulate, and it's all about race regulating and cashing race receipts. This is why we push that line so hard. There's no time to play. The 1 minute you take a break, the 1 minute you slack off, the 1 minute you say, well, what about tomorrow? Then all the motherfucking coons is coming in, and next thing you know, we can and again. We in this motherfucker talking about the first black president, the first black vice president, the first black secretary of state, secretary of defense, secretary at a high school, preschool, middle school, the first black janitor, the first black custodian, the first black trash man. And then they got your ass bogged down with that for years. So this is why FBA, we pulling paperwork, we circling our wagons, and that's what I love about all y'all. Salute to the family, shout out to the chat, always, fam. I like what y'all doing because I see you checking people every single day. We don't play. Motherfuckers get checked in Twitter spaces, they get checked in comment sections, they get checked in public, they checking motherfuckers on video, streams, TikTok. I see black folks checking motherfuckers on TikTok. You know if you checking a motherfucker on TikTok while you doing the goddamn two-step, shit is real out here in the streets. And FBA is real out here in the streets, and we everywhere. Go ahead and think there's only 5 of us. Go ahead and think we're some small little group, some small little fraction here or there. You're going to be sadly motherfucking mistaken, and you're going to get well surprised because FBA is out here. How you think foundational black Americans ain't heavy in the streets when we built the country? Built the country means 50 states. 50 states means everywhere within these borders. We are everywhere within these borders. How do I know? Because the brothers and sisters that I deal with are everywhere. We got black folks from all over this country. Where you guys at? Put it in the chat if you can. If you can, put it in the chat. I'm from GA, Ohio, mixed north-south. You already know how we do things. I got brothers from the east, from the west, all across the board. Shout out to all my foundational black Americans, man. We are everywhere. We got work on everybody's block. So we see things before they happen. We call things out before they happen. And that is the difference between this certified era. We practice what we preach and we are on code. And how are we on code? We're on code by regulating, reparations, separation all day.
Are you happy with Joe Biden as president?
No, I'm not.
No? Do you think he's doing a good job, bad job?
He sucked. He ain't doing shit.
Get Joe Biden out of office?
Get him out. Get his ass out. Get him out, coach.
What do you think about the Biden administration redefining the term recession?
That doesn't sound like a recession to me.
This is the worst recession we've been in. To be honest, we've never had a recession where gas, housing, I mean, you name it. At one time, even when people's houses were going into foreclosure, those people that lost their homes could at least still go into a grocery store and buy a regular price item. Now you got houses that are out of control, cars out of control, gas out of control, food out of control.
So technically we're in a recession, but Joe Biden and his administration say we're not. What do you think about that?
He crazy too.
Yeah?
Yes.
Do you think that he's doing a good job or a bad job as president?
Bad job. He making it worse. Hell, we could have kept Donald Trump for this shit.
It's quite clear that people do not fuck with the Democratic Party because the Democratic Party, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, or excuse me, Jim Crow Joe and Cop Allah, they have been failures. And not only have they been failures for the whole country, look at the recession, look at gas prices, they failed in every aspect of the community. They have been exactly what the fuck we knew they've always been, and that's grifters to the black community, starting with what we deal with. And every single thing that foundational black Americans have predicted about the Joe Biden administration has came true, the same way everything that we've predicted about the whole fucking Democratic Party has came true. Yes, the party of crack pipes, the party of hip hop history month, the party of coon teens, the party of con games, benign neglect over and over and over again. And you know we smash on the Democratic Party every single chance we get. We break Democratic shields every chance we get, and we do it damn good too. Damn good. But when you start talking about regulating, that's one thing. When you start talking about reparations, that's a whole nother thing. And when you start talking about separating, that's very, very specific. And you can point straight to the Democratic Party. Because trust and believe, all these tethers, all these groups that try to latch on to us, they're all being facilitated by the Democrats. Because the Democrats have their own hidden agenda that ain't so hidden no more. Because just like everything else, just like all the other cons that people try to run on us, we've exposed that and put that on the Jumbotron as well. Big screen, shining bright. And if you look at it, you see they run the same game over and over and over. We're going to break it down right now. Oh yes, we're going to break this shit down. Anytime the Democrats are up for an election, the first thing they do is start looking for a black person whose life has been taken away by a race soldier. First thing they do. Think about it. Y'all remember when Barack Obama said, well, Trayvon Martin could be my son. Guess what? Barack Obama was up for an election, re-election. That was 2012. That's when he said it. If it wasn't for a re-election, he would have never said that. He would have been talking that same old pick up your pants, y'all some thugs, the same shit he said about Baltimore. Y'all remember after the Baltimore protests, the Baltimore riots with Freddie Gray, Barack Obama came out on TV and said, y'all some thugs. Straight up and down, pulled it straight out of his Supremacist handbook because he has his own Supremacist handbook, and he said it. Now, why wasn't Freddie Gray your son? Freddie Gray, you could have said the same thing. Freddie Gray was a young man just like Trayvon Martin. He could have been your son. You didn't say that about him because you weren't up for re-election at that time. You had already sealed the deal. You had already got your 8 years of presidency wrapped up, and you didn't have time to cater to no black folks. That's why. The number one benefactor of black people being harmed by race soldiers is the Democratic Party, because the Democratic Party uses their names all in campaigns. That is what they do. Everyone knows it. You've seen the way they took the George Floyd protest and turned it into a vote for Joe Biden protest. It's literally like they sit back, open the newspaper and say, oh, black person harmed by a race soldier? Send in a couple Democratic t-shirts. Oh, black person harmed by a race soldier over there? Send in some Democratic stickers. Oh, another black person was harmed by a race soldier? Good. Send in some Democratic shields. Go there, get them all riled up, talk all that fake shit of, we gonna do something about supremacy, because y'all know they talk all that fake tough shit. Turn around and then they go serve supremacy. But send in some Democratic shields to get everybody riled up, to play off their emotions, because there's nothing more powerful than playing off the emotions of a black family who lost a loved one to a race soldier. And the Democratic Party has that shit down to a T, a science. They come out there, they stir black folks up, talk about all the things they going to do when they get selected, how they going to stop supremacy. But in reality, they work for supremacy because they are supremacists. That's it. You jump from one plantation to the next plantation. If you go red, you go blue, you go Republican, you go Democrat, liberal, conservative, it's all the same thing. And what they do is they point to the conservatives, they point to the Republicans, because that's the only time they're willing to admit racism. They'll never acknowledge supremacy unless they can put it on a Republican. The average Democratic voter literally thinks the only people who are racist are Republicans. They can't fathom, they can't even acknowledge that a liberals or a Democrats could be just as racist. They can't. That's what's different between the certified and the counterfeit. Certifieds, we know they all represent supremacy. It's two heads of the same snake. But when you start talking about your average Democratic voter, Democratic shield, Democratic counterfeit, they literally think, no ways the Democrats is bad. That's only the Republicans. Democrat can say the same exact thing. They'll make an excuse. Democrat can do the same exact action. They'll make an excuse. As a matter of fact, half of these towns and these states and these cities where race soldiers harm black folks are in Democratic ran cities. Have you ever seen any Democratic shield address that forward? Straight up and admit that and say it and speak on it? No, they never do. They'll only come around during election time. Whether that's a general election, that's a midterm election. They'll come, tell you how they're going to save everybody from the evil Republicans, and then disappear. And that game gets ran over and over and over. The expiration date on that shit has ran out. The only people who still go for that one is some bootlick Uncle Tom sellout Sambos who in this motherfucker tap dancing. And they gonna tap dance forever, so we already wrote them off. But this is what's going on right now with the midterm election. You can expect they're going to run a bunch of black girl magic, and they're going to try to divide the black man and the black woman. That's coming. That's the first thing. You're already seeing the ads now. You're starting to see the little swirler videos. You're starting to see them pop up and say, the black woman is the backbones of the Democratic Party. I mean, we're out here harming black women. We're harming black women's husbands. We're harming black women's fathers. We're harming black women's kids. But the black woman is the backbone of the Democratic Party. Come vote for us. You already see they got that campaign machine rolling. Then you're going to start seeing the Democratic Party run out here and start acknowledging, well, there are some disparities in the judicial system. There are some disparities in prison and jail time across the whole fucking country. Was it supremacy? Whoa, I didn't say that now. See, they're going to run that game now. That's the next one that's going to come. They're going to play on your emotions. Remember, it's the same thing that Ben Crump does. Ben Crump is just the lawyer way, or excuse me, he's just the ambulance chaser, and the Democratic Party is the political con artist. They all use this on black folks just to get you to vote, and then they give you benign neglect. Let me give you what Democrats do. Democrats find black folks who've been harmed, go to those black folks, go to the rallies, go to the marches, talk about how they're going to end supremacy. Then a bunch of dumbass Democratic voters say, they's going to save us from all the bad Republicans. Because they literally think saving them from the Republicans is saving them from supremacy. Yeah. So anyway, they come there, they talk all this stuff about ending supremacy, all these tough hardline statements, what we going to do, and they don't do a goddamn thing. Then they get elected based on the fear and emotion that they've played into black folks. And when they get elected, they say, well, we can't do nothing for you guys specific. But what we can do, we can make laws for everybody else specifically. We can write policies for everybody else specifically. And we can provide tangibles to everybody else specifically. And y'all can sit back and watch. And them same Democratic shills who showed up to all those rallies with the vote blue no matter who shirts, that showed up to all those protests with the Democratic stickers and the Biden-Harris hats on, those same Democratic shills come to us and tell us how great the Democratic Party is and how we need to just continue to vote and be quiet. Basically, vote blue no matter who is shut up and dribble. Only difference is that W's were saying shut up and dribble and black folks were saying vote blue no matter who. That is your typical Democratic slave. Yeah, now you see it's election time, so what are they doing? They're trying to play off of Brianna Taylor. The same way that Barack Obama tried to play off of Trayvon Martin. The same way that they stole George Floyd's legacy so they can get some goddamn votes. The only thing a black life is worth to a Democrat, to a liberal, to a blue check is a vote in the voter box. That is it, that is all. Now, whether that's black folks who are alive or black folks who are not alive. If you are alive, then they're going to get your ass to walk on down to that voter box and vote blue no matter who. If you are not alive, then they're going to use what happened to you by a race soldier to get everybody who is alive to walk on down to that voter box and vote blue no matter who. You think they give a damn? You think they give a damn? What happened in Buffalo? Joe Biden showed up and took some pictures. That's what Joe Biden did. He showed up, took some pictures, rolled out. What they do with George Floyd? Showed up, took some pictures, rolled out. They ain't ever come talking about no policy. They didn't ever come talking about no tangibles. You see black folks on Twitter that can discuss and have more of intellectual conversations about tangibles for the community than you ever see anybody in Washington. Not one politician says anything about black folks specifically. None at all. But when you start talking about other groups, they will break it down into categories. They'll give you a goddamn 100-page document of all the things they can do for the POCs and the minorities. It come to black folks, it's like, yeah, vote blue no matter who. Trayvon Martin can be my son. Vote blue no matter who. Anybody but Trump. Vote blue no matter who. Hip Hop History Month. Vote blue no matter who. Juneteenth. Vote blue no matter who. 94 crime bill. Vote blue no matter who. Crack pipes. That is the extent of what the Democratic Party will ever provide. And now you're seeing them in hyperdrive because the midterm elections are coming. You're starting to see them run around and use the same cycle. Stacey Abrams, aka Mammy Luther King, she has showed up now and she's out here just talking to everybody else, having 2-hour-long discussions with them. I'm gonna do this for y'all. I'm gonna sign that for y'all. Come on over. We're gonna get this deal done today. She's getting around black folks and she's saying, well, you know, we can't do nothing for y'all because y'all represent such a small portion of society. But she'll go to groups that actually have lesser portions than us and tell them all the great things that she's got for them. You know why they contradict? Because they don't give a fuck. This is what happens when coons do shit blindly. They got coon comfortable, as I always say, right here on the Black Alpha Network. They got coon comfortable. They're used to telling lies that make no goddamn sense. So therefore, they don't even put effort into their lies. They're used to lying to motherfuckers that say, yes, boss, I do's it for yous. When you talk to a yes, boss, I do's anything for yous, that motherfucker don't have to come up with nothing slick. They ain't got to put 2 seconds into a lie. All they got to do is just point and the motherfuckers go run down to the voter box. All they got to do is point and the motherfuckers run up on us and say, you better vote now. Your ancestors died for you to have the right to vote. Damn it, I'm on one. Proving my point right now. Didn't I just say that they use black folks who have been harmed by race soldiers to get votes? Ain't that the same thing they do with slavery? The same way they use slavery to get emotion out of black folks to go vote is the same way they use George Floyd, the same way they use Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin, Rakita Boyd, Corinne Gaines, Alta Sterling, Eric Gardner, Jordan Davis, Rashard Brooks, Sean Bell, Akai Gurley, Ayanna Jones, Tamir Rice, Atiana Jefferson, and now they have double backed around to Brianna Taylor.
This morning, they were informed that the Justice Department has charged 4 current and former Louisville Metro Police Department officers with federal crimes related to Ms. Taylor's death. Those alleged crimes include civil rights offenses, unlawful conspiracies, unconstitutional use of force, and obstruction offenses. The 4 defendants were charged through 2 separate indictments and 1 information. I'm going to begin today by discussing the civil rights offenses that stem from the falsification of a search warrant. We allege that these offenses resulted in Ms. Taylor's death.
And this was just another dog bone to get votes, that's all. You notice how he kept saying civil rights, civil rights. They only say that when they're talking to black people, trying to placate us. Surprised he didn't say Martin Luther King, so it's all a con. They had no means to do anything about the Brianna Taylor case. Brianna Taylor was harmed in 2020, and they did nothing. Matter of fact, they damn near taunted black folks. That DA, that coon out there, he was running around here with his little Becky saying, I'm not gonna do nothing. Straight up and down. That's what they were saying. They didn't give a damn. Joe Biden's running around here talking about hey, the judicial system works. Jury's good. Everything's fine. They didn't even charge anybody. Come midterm election, when you look around and certified black society is saying how they haven't done this for us, they haven't done that for us, they made all these promises, they said that they was going to just change the world, and they haven't done anything specifically for black folks, while we sit back and watch the Ukrainians get money, we see the Afghans get money, both people who are non-Americans, we see refugees separated at the border by Trump, they got money. 3 groups of non-Americans have got billions of dollars, and foundational black Americans haven't got 1 penny. And now they double back and say, we charge the people who harmed Brianna Taylor. You see what I'm talking about? The Democrats are the most sleazy political party on the planet. And the same way they use the pain and suffering from deceased foundational black American slaves is the same way they use the pain and suffering from our deceased brothers and sisters today. All just so you can go vote blue no matter who. And that's the same con game that they're trying to use with our sister Brianna Taylor. The Democrats' only black agenda is using black bodies to get votes. And we just broke down 500 years worth. That's what you call a receipt. And that's what we got right here. And they're stuck with it. So never believe anything that the Democrats pull. They will come up with the biggest fucking lie anytime it's election season. They will come out here, kneel down, put African shit on. They'll dance, they'll two-step, they'll sing songs. Anything that can get black folks to go vote blue, they will do it. So as soon as I seen it was election season, I knew something was happening. And right on cue, here it came. They start pulling out the bullshit. So when I seen the situation with Brianna Taylor, I knew it was a lie. I knew it was a lie because they're in a situation where foundational black Americans aren't voting for them. Foundational black Americans have a voter boycott. And all of our sisters out here ain't falling for the con games that they trying to run. They trying to run with the black girl magic, black girl rock, black girl vote. Y'all black women's come over here and vote for us. Leave your man and marry the Democratic Party is really what they're trying to say. They want you to leave your man, leave your children, leave your kids, and marry the Democratic Party. That's what they want from all black folks. Divorce your whole family and join them. And they know our certified sisters ain't going for the bullshit. So they try to pull out Brianna Taylor, and we're saying, if y'all care so much about Brianna Taylor, she'd still be here. If you care so much about Brianna Taylor, you get real laws and real tangibles passed. And they haven't done any of that until it comes to election season. And they say, we charge 4 people. Now let's clear something up and let everybody know. They charge 4 people, right? In relation to the harming of Brianna Taylor. But you know who they didn't charge? They didn't charge the shooter. The person who actually took Brianna Taylor's life away never got charged. There were pictures of him on vacation. They was giving this guy the straight supremacist pass. Oh yes, and they're still giving him the supremacist pass. How can you say that you're getting justice for Brianna Taylor, but you haven't arrested the person that took Brianna Taylor's life? That's some more Democratic con games, that's some more Democratic tricks, and that's some more Democratic bullshit. And you haven't heard one shield come out and mention this. You're only hearing it from the new black media that the shooter is still free. Everyone just assumed that they got the person who actually committed the crime. No, the fuck they didn't. The person who committed the crime is free like you and I. Everyone else is getting these trumped up charges. They will all receive their supremacist slap on the wrist and they'll all be home by Christmas. That's the way the game goes. But by then, they done secured all the votes with they bullshit. That's what happens. It's called the supremacist sacrifice. They don't mind sacrificing a few as long as they can protect the main guilty party. And in this case, the main guilty party is the shooter. You know, because he's the one who took Brianna Taylor's life. So there is no justice for Brianna Taylor. This is just a Democratic con game. Ben Crump has already came in and got his money because he's a Democratic minion and they all work together. This is the same exact thing they did with Derek Chauvin. They don't mind passing it off so everybody feels happy. As a matter of fact, speaking of Derek Chauvin, the 2 other officers, both POCs that were protecting Derek Chauvin, they got 3 years, for aiding and abetting. So they aided and abetted Derek Chauvin, who took George Floyd's life, but only thing they got was a 3-year sentence, which would probably be reduced to about 1 year. So basically, they're just going to juvenile hall. That's it. They're basically doing juvenile hall numbers for aiding and abetting and taking George Floyd's life. Now, mind you, during that situation, the Democrats did what? The Democrats ran around and acted like they saved the day. Same thing with our sister Brianna Taylor. The Democrats are out here acting like they saved the day. Soon as the news dropped about these charges, Democratic shields ran to the internet, jumped in front of every camera, got behind every keyboard, and declared victory. Declared Joe Biden our savior again. The same shit that they was pulling on election night is the same exact thing they was pulling right now. Because they don't care about Brianna Taylor. They don't care about no black woman. They don't care about our sisters. Only thing they care about is your ass casting that damn vote for their massa. They want you to serve the Democratic plantation. They live for the Democratic plantation. Their whole life revolves around the Democratic plantation. And they don't mind using anybody to help them keep massa in office. So no, they haven't brought any justice to Brianna Taylor. The new black media, we have exposed that. Because if they brought real justice to Brianna Taylor, all those people would get more than a supremacist slap on the wrist. The shooter would be arrested, and that DA that was running around here acting like everything was good and no crimes were committed, he would be removed from his position. The very fact that the feds came in and took care of the case that he said was no problem shows you his negligence. And in any other area of life, he would be removed from his job. So none of these things happened. Hold on, let's get this right. The DA who failed the case is still working there. The shooter is free to go. And all the other people who conspired are only going to get supremacist slaps on the wrist, and the Democratic shields are telling us that that's a race victory. All another Democratic midterm con game. And us right here in the new black media will stay on top of that. We will continue to expose it. And this is the best part about us being on code, is the fact that we can get these stories out there. If it wasn't for the new black media, and this was a few years ago, people be dancing in the street. People be popping champagne bottles. They be acting like something was accomplished. We're the ones that stopped all that shit and said, no, real justice will be served when these people are brought to punishment. Real justice will be served when these people have to deal with what they did to our beloved sister. Anything other than that is another lie, and we expose the Democrat pipes on a day-to-day basis. Receipts. And that's what it is. We have broke the Democratic Party. They know it just like we know it, just like the whole world knows it. And when the midterms come around and they get their asses washed up and they don't know what to do, I guarantee you they're going to start pointing the finger at each other. They're going to start pointing the finger at each other because they understand that foundational black Americans have pulled the plug on them. Oh yeah, they done for. Can't even help them. The Democratic Party has nowhere to go. They have nothing else to say. They have no other tricks that they can use. So they're going to start turning on each other. You already see people right now saying, we don't really have a lot of faith in Joe Biden for the 2024 election. Yeah, you already seeing people right now say, we don't really have hope for Kamala Harris either. We're not sure if he can win an election. His poll numbers ain't so good. Kamala Harris has the lowest approval ratings for any vice president in modern history. That's a long time. Joe Biden has the lowest approval ratings for any president in modern history. That's a long time. And you can thank foundational black Americans and certified black society for making all that happen. Facts. We might as well go on stage, accept our award, and say we want to thank foundational black Americans because without us, none of this is possible. And as these elections get closer, you're going to see the Democratic Party get broken into more different pieces. And our handwriting's all on that son of a bitch. And it's going to stay that way. Because we're the ones who have exposed the lies, we're the ones who have rejected the lies, and we're the ones who have been airing these motherfuckers out publicly. We're the ones who have been pulling their paperwork publicly. We've been snatching their wig publicly. All their shields are out of business because of us. They're behind in every poll because of us. Down in Georgia, Raphael Warnock was getting his ass whooped by Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker can't even speak a full sentence without stuttering. Damn, this who you losing to? Oh, that's because of foundational black Americans. Mammy Luther King, she getting her ass whooped in the state of Georgia. Why? Because foundational black Americans have exposed her. You can thank foundational black Americans for all of that. So when the Democratic Party starts to crumble, crash and burn right in front of the world, it's all because of us. And good, it should be that way. That's what happens when you disrespect us. That's what happens when you benign neglect us. That's what happens when you rob from our ancestors. We've been watching all them little motherfucking games y'all been doing. We've been very, very clear on the hustles that they've been trying to run on foundational black Americans. See, you're not going to disrespect our ancestors and we're going to take that shit sweet. Nah, they got it fucked up. Oh yeah, the Democratic Party done had it fucked up for so long. They may use and abuse them coons, but some foundational certifieds is in the building and you got a whole new wave coming. See, they never fathomed the day that we be coming getting justice for Emmett Till. They never thought of that shit. They never fathomed the day that we start making reparations claims. They thought they would just use us, abuse us, make some documentaries, tell us how hard we had it in the past, and tell us how we gotta just keep on fighting for a better future. Go have a dream and shit. That's what they thought, because that's what they used to run. They never thought of a day where we would stand up and make them stand down. That was the furthest thing on their minds. And by the time it got up on them, it was too close. Got up on them too quick, too fast. That's how we move. We've covered more ground in 5 years than they covered for the last 50. So it ain't our fault that you didn't expect it. It ain't our fault that you surprised. And it ain't our fault that you got that reality check. Because that's what we do. We hand them all the way the fuck out. So separation is the main key when it comes to the Democratic Party. The same way we regulate motherfuckers. And the same way they're gonna cash our reparations checks. But let's break it down. Let's take it a step further, family. Let's go through and show everybody how we about regulating, reparations, and separation. Show how each one of these things are applied. Show how this B1 pressure is on them and how we represent it to the fullest. Ain't nobody like us. Can't nobody stand next to us. Nobody can be in our vicinity. No one can be in our presence. We just got it like that. FBA, we got it made. Why? It's because we built from the ground up and we got DNA in us that only flows through our veins. And since we cooking right now, I appreciate the love, family. Make sure you leave a like before you roll out, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and just pull up to the Black Alpha Network every Tuesday. We getting it in. I appreciate you guys. You know I love you with a passion. They cannot stop us because we are on another level. There's levels to this shit, and we at the very top looking down on everybody. But let's keep on pushing and let's keep on pulling paperwork and some folks that we really need to get with, so let's get with them right now. I'm going to show you how we regulate, how we separate, and how it's all about reparations. So first things first, as we break the Democratic Party like we do, as we got the Democratic Party crumbling like we have, as we got everybody watching foundational Black Americans like they get up every fucking day, turn on their TV, run to their computer, and do, we gonna regulate all they asses at the same damn time. Watch it.
We didn't get the voting bill with John Lewis was named after, or the George Floyd Policing Act. What are we getting from Democrats? A lot of it changed after Roe versus Wade, but I still do not get the enthusiasm that would drive a turnout. I think polling is good, but you've got to get the people that poll out to the polls.
No, I agree with that, Reverend. I do think that we should drive on voting rights and other things. We're not broken, we're just unfinished. And we are absolutely unfinished when it comes to the work you describe on voting rights and other things. But, you know, my goodness, we are a couple votes in the Senate and holding the House away from that next layer of accomplishments that I think people will really appreciate and need in their lives. So my plea is to just keep going. Now, we're not just talking about it. We've invested an unprecedented amount, $30 million, in trying to engage a year earlier than before our most reliable voters, African-American voters, particularly African-American women. Also, of course, Hispanic voters and AAPI voters. So we're putting real resources in the field program and on the ground, and we're doing it earlier than ever. But you bet we need voices in the community saying.
Notice they use the same three terms that we always expose the Democrats for using. That further proves we're right about their asses. In that small clip, they use the word fear. We say that all the time. We got them shook. They say they're investing billions of dollars. We always say that they're going broke, spending money to trick us, but they ain't getting no returns for it. And then he also used the term broke, which is another term we say about them all the time, meaning that foundational Black Americans have broke the Democratic Party. As a matter of fact, my last episode was called How to Break the Democratic Party. So they use fear, billions of dollars, and broke, which are terms that we always associate with the Democratic Party, so that further lets you know everything we say about breaking them is happening. And not only do we know it, they know it. How do you know they know it? Because he just said it. You hear that? Race receipts. I'm telling you, we got them for days. All they see Black folks as are turnouts. Voter turnouts. They didn't say anything about the betterment of Black lives. They didn't say anything about tangibles. They didn't say anything about jobs. All they kept talking about was vote, 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 turnout, turnout, turnout. They'll never say that about another group. When it comes to other groups, it's policy. That's that. When it comes to us, they just keep saying turnout, vote, 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 which proves again what we say. Which means if we just don't vote, 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 then they're going to break, be gone. And then you seen again at the end, he tried to throw other groups in it. Couldn't get through one sentence and just focused on foundational Black Americans. They had to do what they always got to do. Say, well, what about them? And what about them? Now, I guarantee you when he's talking about them and them, they never bring up us. They are physically incapable of only talking about foundational Black Americans. They just cannot do it. Everything we speak on, they prove it to us. Every time they open their mouth, they prove it to us. Every time they show their face, they prove it to us. So it's only natural that we G-check and we regulate. So yes, sir, you are broken, and we're the ones who broke you. You can thank us for that one. Hey, and he said voices in the community, and he's talking to Al Sharpton. Haha, I'm telling you, it's a new day, brand new day. That reality check is gonna come down on them swift. They ain't gonna know they broke until they in a million pieces.
How many more kids do you plan on having?
I'm not trying to have them, you know, but the way things are going on in America, I really don't know if I want kids in America.
Well, you just became a citizen.
Yeah, I mean, I want American kids, you know. American kids are just, it's just something in this air that's, as soon as they come out the womb in the air, they just turn really bad.
So what?
I don't know what I'm.
But what do you mean by that? Like, as far as American kids, that they just turn out bad? Like go through that. Explain that a little better, because that sounds just like, okay, you waited for 30-something years to become American, and now you're saying that you don't want American kids.
I said, where I'm from, we are disciplined from an early age. And not just your parent discipline you, just your whole environment. You know, so kids coming from Africa definitely, you know, they're raised differently.
Now, mind you, when they start saying American kids, they're being negative. Whenever they're being positive, they're talking about W Americans. That's what they do. They'll flip-flop back and forth depending on who asked the question and depending on how it's asked. Anytime they start talking about the greatness of America, that's so great that made his ass want to become a citizen. Anytime they're talking about that, they see the dominant society. They see W's. Anytime they start talking about the bad things, like the children being mean and all that shit, they're talking about us. This goes back to that defeated mentality that a tether has. Remember, the F in FLIR stands for failure.
Christina Greer, Professor Greer?
I've definitely heard of both of them, and I think that they serve a particular segment or faction of the Black community. But what I think Byron Allen is trying to build in so many of us who work for the griot and work with the griot is that, you know, it is important for us to have inclusive conversations. Many of the conversations we have on the griot, you know, the way they're written, it's like, if you know, you know. But I do think that just as it's important for Black students to see me in front of the classroom, I think it's important for white students to see me in front of the classroom. And for my podcast, The Blackest Questions, I don't think it's, you know, valuable if only Black people know Black history. I think so many non-Black people need to understand all the contributions of Black people, and that's including a diasporic conversation about the contributions of Blacks from not only the United States, but Africa and the Caribbean.
First off, who the fuck is she? Never seen her before. Couldn't pick her out in a lineup. Nobody could pick her out in a lineup. She's that irrelevant, that insignificant. She is a nobody in every sense of the word. Where the fuck do they find these nobodies? Second off, she used every single outdated, expired talking points that we expose. This is what you're dealing with when you're dealing with one of these dinosaurs. They're so outdated, it's pathetic. It's like the person who goes to jail in the 70s and they just got out and they come out still wearing 70s fashion like bell bottoms and shit. That's what she's doing. She's using terms that Black folks have not used for years. She's still saying, family, that we need to have a conversation. You still running with that? Man, we've been exposed that shit. She thinks supremacy just comes down to a conversation. She's also saying that other people need to know our history, as if there ain't a Black History Month. How well has Black History Month ever helped Black people? Has that ever made a race soldier become more nice? Has that ever stopped supremacy? No. She's literally running with these outdated, expired fucking terms. She still thinks everybody's a supremacist just because they don't understand. And if we could just get them to understand, then they would turn in their supremacist card and they'd all go away. A damn nobody. Y'all see these undercut back ways of basically saying everything's okay and making excuses why they're failures when it comes to handling this problem? People like her need to sit down. She's probably gonna fall down because she old as hell. Either way, people like her need to get the fuck out the way and let real people about that real life handle the situation. And that is why this is the B1 era, because we have replaced people like her. The same way that we've replaced those old, outdated, expired terms that she's still using from 1957 and 3 months. is the same way that we've removed her and her energy and let the real people handle it. If you want to know why everything has changed and you want to know why we're finally making progress and we're actually going forward, it's because we got rid of the dinosaurs, we got rid of the nobodies, we got rid of the coons, and we let the certifieds take charge. And when the certifieds take charge, you know shit gets done ASAP, and we all watching it.
Person who speaks to everyone, just, you know, and you wouldn't say that there was like this. There's a white guy. You know, this guy. It's a weird question, but I do think that as far as inclusion, you know, we look at the world and Black America as a diaspora, right? And I don't think anyone benefits from excluding a particular group, whether it is immigrants or Americans or native-born Americans. We want to be inclusive. We want to build a global village.
Does anybody know what that guy just said? And why do all coons have a speech impediment? I mean, have y'all noticed the more coons talk, the more they stutter? I mean, they don't even stutter, they just fumble. As it was, is it, news it was, could be, is. I literally have no idea what he just said. This is what happens when you cooning and you ain't got no facts behind you. This motherfucker said a global village. Not a global nation, not a global house, not even a global RV. He said a global village. This is who they pulling off the street so they can derail foundational Black Americans. Man, y'all gonna have to try harder than that. What do we say right here on the Black Alpha Network? Go get your refunds, motherfucker. Ain't that the guy Marcel whooped in that debate a couple months ago? I'm pretty sure it is. He's still out here coon babbling.
She's willing to forego a VIP experience for her kids that she spent money that she probably didn't have to take them to this place. And she wants $25 million, but she don't care that these kids probably don't have a daddy. Now, I'm not saying that's her situation, but I have seen all too often women and people pushing an agenda, but she care about the Sesame character saying no to her kids, but the daddy ain't there. He said no a long time ago, and she ain't getting no money from him. Now, let me make sure I'm clear. I don't know their situation. But in every report, mom.
He talking about daddy ain't there. Well, I tell you who's there with him. Zaddy. That's your problem. You too worried about somebody else's father when you got to go home and look at your father every night. His name is Zaddy. You got Zaddy issues, homeboy. You ain't got no time to worry about someone else's situation. You better get yours in order. Because he gonna be whipping you, telling you what to do, making your ass clean the floor, making your ass clean the toilets, do the dishes. You better be a good boy. That motherfucker hurt his shoulder reaching that far. How the fuck did he come to that conclusion? That is your typical zaddy chaser right there. Everything about the dude. He's talking in all that slang. Fuck that. We see straight past that. You somebody who bows down, kisses ass, and goes home. That's it. So don't worry about nobody else, homie. Worry about your goddamn self. That's what happens with people like this. This is why we got to separate from coons like him, regulate coons like him, and keep it moving. Because the first thing coons do, they try to project their coon failures on everybody else. He's really speaking for himself. That's really what it is. Because he understands that he ain't amounted to nothing. He ain't got no high vibrations, no nothing, just basic as fuck. And he's gonna always live this basic life, really below basic. You feel me? So the first thing he can do is go talk about kids at Sesame Street. I mean, come on, you a big grown man with gray in your beard and you talking about kids at Sesame Street. Man, you better worry about your zaddy. You better have that goddamn house clean. Homeboy. So that's what this guy's doing. He's basically saying, well, she doesn't have a father in the house. No, but you got a zaddy in your house. And he's probably in a couple other things you got too. But we're going to keep that on the side as we move on.
You know, I'm committed to that singular idea of one America. One America is the reason Martin Luther King, you know, he was murdered. He died trying to achieve one America. And Panama, the one thing I want everybody to remember, together we are unstoppable. We are invincible. We just have to really focus. And my number one priority in life is to close the greatest trade deficit in America. And that's the trade deficit between white corporate America and Black America. And when we close that trade deficit, the one thing I always say to white America, you always want to talk about crime. And I say to you, I don't want to talk about crime until we fix education and economic inclusion. And once we fix education and economic inclusion, your prisons will no longer be needed.
That's Byron Allen right there. Byron Coon Allen. He said his biggest goal in life is not black empowerment, not getting black advancement, not getting black people to rise up. No, it's none of that. It's about having one America. And he's the type of guy where he'll say all these words to trick you. And he'll just be dancing around supremacy. He ain't say supremacy one time. He talks in all these abstract terms. He'll say, well, you know, disparities and discrimination and that's wrong in prison. But he'll never say supremacy. So Byron Allen, man, he been cast off. And all he's trying to do is get this little news network together so he can counteract foundational black American new black media. That's really what this is about. He's seen that black news network, how we ran that shit off the block. So he said, let's go get the people at the Griot, the black news network. Let's team them all up so they can kind of stop foundational black America. The same way that Clyburn had to go get Kamala so they could stop Marcel Dixon. It's the same way they're trying to get tethers on our reparations panels so they can stop our money. You got folks trying to stop our media. You got folks trying to stop our policy. You got folks trying to stop our candidates. But the one thing they all have in common is none of that shit's gonna work. But I tell you what will. Foundational black Americans regulating, reparations, separation. That is full time, full go, green lit.
And that goose snake bastard, they got up there in the White House with that damn hump on his neck, talking about he don't see why they should have to pay us for slavery. Son of a bitch, let me tell you something. Your motherfucking ass is living off the benefits of our ancestors and off the work that we did out in them fields. Oh, hell yeah, y'all do owe us because we still living. And y'all living off the benefits. Y'all got all the wealth off our work, off the slavery, off of our back. So don't stand up there and tell that goose snake lie and say y'all do not owe us reparations because you're lying from the pits of hell.
Peace and love, certified salute to that sister right there. FBA all day, certified black society. She said that motherfucker got a gooseneck. Hey, told y'all don't fuck with FBA. You gonna get that work. And that goes to show you that when you certified and you on code, anybody can get it. I mean anybody, top to bottom, president, vice president, senator, it don't fucking matter. Jimmy Crow Joe, Cop Allah, Fish Fry Clyburn, anybody. Because even that sister right there, she knows that it's all about reparations. Even she knows that it's all about our ancestors. And even she knows that it's all lineage based. Lineage based everything. I'm talking top to bottom, inside out, all the way around the world and back again. That's what it is. FBA all day long. You see, because these motherfuckers, they want to go down the path of playing stupid. They chose going down the road of we don't understand. What is foundational? What is B1s? Well, since these motherfuckers can't seem to get it and they can't wrap their little fucking minds around it, we gonna make it very fucking clear for you, okay? Foundational black American, lineage, based. You can't get it any more clear than that. And y'all done really fucked up because you should have enjoyed the whole time where you had the Africans, Americans running around here. You should have enjoyed the whole time when it was can't we all just get alongs, the POCs and minorities. They had all that motherfucking time to be happy and satisfied. But nah, y'all done fucked up and woke up the giant. And guess what? That giant done kicked the motherfucking door in and threw your ass on the corner like it's trash day. So the way we move, the way we think, the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we operate, it's all gonna be lineage based, and we're gonna put it in everybody's face. Everybody gonna have to deal with us. You already see they gotta deal with us right now. Every single day you turn on your television, you look at your timeline, somebody is uttering FBA. You see it every day, every fucking second, every moment, every hour. Someone always has our names coming out their mouth. You know why? Because they don't want no motherfucking smoke. That's what it is right now with FBA. We is in the room scrapping with every motherfucking body. There's not a group on this planet. I ask everybody, name me one group on this planet that is a sincere ally of foundational black Americans. You can't name one. Any other group, you can pick at least two people who genuinely have their back. You got all these summits, these committees, these coalitions, NATO, all these motherfuckers got each other's back. Who got FBA's back? We do. And like I was just telling my partner the other day, if we go to war and it's just me and you, like two people, you and I, anybody listening, you and me right now, we go to war together and it's us versus 20 people, I'm not begging for a third recruit. I'm not saying I need some more help. Please, somebody else come and help me and you. Nah, fuck that. Me and you gonna get the job done by our goddamn self. Because that's how we all, and that's the mentality and the spirit and the soul that foundational black Americans have. So with that mentality, spirit, and soul, we gonna put that lineage all in a motherfucking grill. That's how it is. Big steppers. Yeah, real big. Understand that. So everywhere we go, they gonna feel us. They feel us any goddamn way. But you know, we gonna walk with a little more bop. we're gonna walk with a little more motherfucking strut, and I want the whole goddamn world to know. When you see foundational black Americans and we own the place, when you see foundational black Americans and you jealous, when you see foundational black Americans and we come off cocky, well, you goddamn right we are, because we number one. That's what the fuck it is. Hey, go back to Mr. Africans American, all right? He didn't mind being number 1052. Go back to Mr. POC. He didn't mind being number 1053. Go back to Mr. Minority. He didn't mind being 1054. FBA, we only go for one motherfucking slot, and that's number one. And that's what we've always been. And the difference between now and then is that we represent it. We own it. We got a tight grip on being the fucking best. That's just what it is. And I stand on that shit. I stand on that 10 toes down. You feel me? Because we done been through too much, y'all. We done been through way too fucking much to be out here settling for anything less than the best. And this situation that we are in an anti-black race war, in an anti-foundational black American race war, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute, but in an anti-foundational black American race war, the only thing that you need to be shooting for is that top spot. That's it. By the time your ass rolled out of bed this morning, you are already in it. Only thing you gotta do is own that shit. And ladies and gentlemen, right here on the Black Alpha Network, we are going to own that shit. Yes, indeed. We're going to throw that way high in the sky. We're going to send out them certified salutes, and we're going to stand next to our fellow brothers, sisters, kings, queens, the goddess, and the gods. And we're going to do it with style, and we're going to do it with class. Nothing but the best. But you guys heard our certified sister in the very beginning, right? Our elderly queen. You heard how she was talking? She wasn't cutting no goddamn corners. Nope. She wasn't sugarcoating nothing. Nope. She was giving it real. And that's how us certified FBA B1s are. We give it to them real. We're not here to play games with nobody. We're not here to play patty cake. All right? Nah, fuck that. What need to be said, and we're going to be the only ones who say it. And we've made a lifestyle out of doing it. She was speaking about our ancestors. And she was making our reparations claim. You understand? And she was coming from a place of genuine sincerity. And she was coming from a place of certified. And she even told Joe Biden, she called him a gooseneck bastard. I done heard a lot of shit describing him, but that's my favorite one. That right there, hey, salute all the way live. And remember, there's a difference between elder and older, all right? Like Jason Black said, you can't trust these old Negroes, all right? But that's an elderly queen that she was laying down the blueprint and the foundation for foundational black Americans to get our reparations. And it all starts with lineage-based cash payments. That's what it's all about. Anyone who's saying reparations and they're not referencing cash payments, fuck them. All right? Straight up. That's how it goes. It is all about cash payments. And I want everybody, every single time you speak reparations, make sure you put cash payments on them. Put those two together. Never speak about them separately, because you can't separate them. All right? You don't separate cash payments when it comes to all these other groups who get reparations every goddamn Thursday afternoon. Yeah, they out here giving cash payments to every fucking body. They give cash payments to people who aren't even American citizens. But you ain't giving it to the people who built America. As a matter of fact, they're to the point now where these people are getting allowances, stimulus, and reparations. I mean, any way that you can define giving motherfuckers money, they're doing it for them. But when it comes to us, they want to act like they don't know. Nah, fuck that. And like I said in the very beginning, since these motherfuckers want to act like they don't know, we gonna refresh in their motherfucking memory who we are. Foundational black Americans, B1s. Foundation means you built this country. You can be traced back to slavery. Your family was here from the giddy up, and you built this motherfucker. Anybody who's trying to act like they don't understand that, like that's just too much for them to communicate with, then kick their ass out the fucking door. Because it's either two things. Either somebody's trying to cause confusion by playing stupid, or they just too fucking stupid to get it. And both of those answers are means of getting your ass disqualified. So that's how you gotta do it. See, we wanna go back and forth with people, all right? And I put this up on Twitter the other day. I said, listen, you don't have to enlighten people on our reparations claim, all right? You don't have to. You don't have to make people understand what we want. You don't have to plead for people to accept it. Fuck that, fuck that, fuck that. There comes a time in life where you don't ask, you tell. There comes a time in life where you don't beg, you demand. There comes a time in life where you don't take orders, you give orders. And that's how you got to look at the reparations claim for foundational black Americans. We are giving orders, all right? We're not taking orders, we're giving them. And we're in the space and time right now where we tightening up all the bullshit. We done let motherfuckers babble their way out of responsibility for anti-black racism for 500 years. Literally, y'all want to know why anti-black racism has went on for 500 years? I'm going to give you the clear, straight up answer. It's because a bunch of motherfuckers just babbling through it. Huh? What? Who knows? What about black on black crime? I don't know. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk. Man, y'all do it too now. Reverse racism. Hey, wait a minute. It's getting better, y'all. Tomorrow, watershed moment. It's okay. That shit. Martin had a dream. What would Martin do? Yes, we can. That's all. It ain't that deep. They didn't let motherfuckers talk their way out of racism for 500 fucking years. They didn't let people babble their way out of racism for 500 fucking years. Anti-black racism has been preserved just because they let people run their goddamn mouth. That's it. You let them off the hook and you let them slide. A motherfucker will do some shit on camera and tell you didn't just see what you saw. Eric Gardner. They say, whoop, nope, babble. You didn't see what you just saw. Moved on to the next one. Philando Castile. No, don't know who, what, when. Move on to the next story. Brianna Taylor. We don't know yet who, could be, what, when, why. Move on to the next story. I'm telling you, it does not matter. It's shit that the whole goddamn world and anybody with two eyes, common sense can tell you that the shit is real. I can't even say two eyes. Stevie Wonder, he got two eyes, but he can't see out the motherfuckers. And even he's out here calling out racism. You got a guy who is blind and he sees through the bullshit better than your ass. Because you out here letting motherfuckers babble their way through things, run you in circles, cause confusion, tap dance on you, and trick bag you. Nah, fuck that. We don't do that. We call shit for what it is. If you come around here thinking you gonna get let off the hook, sorry, motherfucker. You come around here thinking we gonna let shit slide, sorry, motherfucker. We calling shit out, we getting straight to the point, live and direct. Certified means bullshit out the door. Certified means straight to the solution. Certified means cut all the motherfucking games and let's get to what we looking for. And that's reparations. And that's what we're doing right now in this era. None of that letting motherfuckers babble shit. That's what we always say. These tethers out here, what we call that shit? Tether babble. They lying through their tethered teeth. They lying through their tethered tongues, okay? That's what's happening. And anytime Certified Black Society witnesses that shit today, we checking them on site. That's another thing that we doing today. Nowadays, it's all about on site. On site. You say some bullshit, check on site. We not waiting 2 weeks or 60 fucking years. You got a lot of black folks right now who've been voting Democrat blindly for 50 years and they just now starting to get it. Maybe the Democrats haven't been too good to us. Why have they now? Motherfucker, you've been voting for them for 60 fucking years and you just now realizing that shit? You the same motherfucker that Stevie Wonder can see better than you. Okay, that's the same motherfucking person. And we don't have time for that. Okay, we are against the clock. We got to go now. You understand? You ever have to be somewhere and you wait for a motherfucker to get dressed or a motherfucker to pull up or whatever it is, and you like, hey, you got about 2 minutes and I'm leaving. That's what the fuck we doing. We leaving these motherfuckers on the corner, straight up and down. We putting the pedal to the floor, all gas, no brakes, and they sitting there in the motherfucking exhaust fumes, just getting that shit blew all in their motherfucking face. They can walk or crawl or however the fuck they want to do it. We ain't waiting on them. All right, it's full speed. This is fast and furious right now. Foundational Black Americans, we on the motherfucking highway, top drop down, doing $150. Okay, we redlining that bitch. But we gonna get to our reparations in the process. I guarantee you that, because it takes a certain vibe and it takes a certain energy. Whenever you're trying to achieve something, and anytime you have your mind set on something, you got to go get it. A closed mouth don't get fed. We already know what they gonna throw at us because they doing it right now. So the only thing we gotta do is regulate the shit. Regulate and reject. And you're going to get everything that you want. But it comes with a mentality. You got to have the mind before you have the action. If the mind is not right, the action is not going to be there. But right now, us as a collective, we got the mind, the body, and the soul. Mentally, physically, spiritually. Speak it, believe it, receive it. And that is why we are on a different level. There's levels to this shit, man, and we on the very top. I say it all the time. Anybody who subscribes to the Black Alpha Network, if you are not subscribed, make sure you do. Also, make sure you hit that like button and put them notifications on, because every time we drop, I want everyone to hear it so we can all move as a family. And as I'm saying, speaking as a family, we are all collectively on the same page, riding the same wave, and we got that same vibe, a certified vibe. And this means that whatever we want, we're going to take. Whatever we're saying that we're trying to get, we're going to go get it. And we're not doing it by begging. That's yesterday. We're not doing it by asking. That's yesterday. You guys remember that old interview from Tupac when he said we were asking with the Panthers, we were asking with the Civil Rights era, and then he looked in the camera and say, so what you think we gonna do? Ask? He was talking about this era right here. Our foundational Black American ancestors, and yes, I include Tupac because he is, Pride in the Panther, they laid out the blueprint in the manuscript for us a long time ago. And he's talking about this era now, the era that will come up underneath him. You feel me? And that's all of us. And look, we not asking. We coming for the shit. We say reparations or else. We say tangibles over everything. We say no reparations, no vote. You can't remix that, spin that, twist that shit. That's as clear as it gets. Everything we say has to be said with definity and clear conviction. In other words, put your foot in that shit. Alright? And this is why we say lineage based. You know why you gotta say that and why you gotta keep on saying it? Because they was trying to take that and spin that around. Oh yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. They was trying to say you give color reparations. So you had any motherfucker just showing up saying, I'm black too, I'm black, I deserve reparations, where's my check? Then they try to spin that motherfucker and say, well, anybody who experiences racism gets it. So you have motherfuckers coming out the woodworks, raising their hands, saying, I get called bad names too. I deserve a check. The same motherfucker who tells you there's no problems in the world, racism done got better. Now all of a sudden, when we start talking about anti-black racism and how foundational black Americans built this country, they want to say, well, can't we get a check? No, because it ain't based on color. Foundational black Americans who are responsible for building this country, foundational black Americans who are responsible for the wealth of this country, and foundational black Americans who are owed a debt for all of the above. That is it. It ain't about just black. Because let's be real, half these people only want to be black when it comes to our reparations. Y'all seen that? Y'all done checked that, right? The only time they ever concerned with being black or referencing themselves as black is when it comes to our goddamn money. You feel me? Any other time is I'm not black, I'm Nigerian. I'm not black, I'm Brazilian. I'm not black, I'm Dominican. Let's cut the shit. Now all of a sudden when we start talking about getting money and that bag gets closer, then they want to say, well, I'm black too. And it ain't about racism. Because the same motherfucker who says, I don't have any problem with racism, how come I do better than you at school? How come I do better than you guys on the workplace? You black Americans are lazy. Now all of a sudden they want to claim foul and racism then. I'm telling you, reparations has changed the whole fucking game. Wasn't nobody out here talking about reparations until foundational black Americans showed up. Now everybody got a motherfucking hand in the pot. You feel me? And guess what? We taking them motherfuckers and we running them off the block and running their ass off the field. Well, you're not coming in here. You're not coming in our home because them games have been played way too fucking long. Way too fucking long. If you want to go put your hands in somebody's pot, you want to go eat off of somebody, you want to hijack somebody's movement, I suggest your ass builds a time machine and goes back to 1965. All right? You're going to go find a whole bunch of Negroes that'll let you get away with that shit. It ain't happening today. You feel me? So the same person who's running around here not claiming they blackness now want to be black when it comes to FBA reparations. The same motherfucker who's running around here downplaying racism and saying it's not all that bad. You foundational black Americans got a victim mentality. Y'all always blaming the whites mans. Now your ass want to be black. See what happens is they got Tourette syndrome. You know how we say they got supremacist Tourette's and they blurt out shit? We done got to the point where these immigrants are so under motherfucking pressure that they're blurting out shit. And everything that we already knew how they felt, and they used to say, we don't feel that way, not all of us. Now you seeing that they do. And they're only getting mad is because we're not allowing them to come sit at our table. You know what I mean? We're like the popular kids sitting at the table, and they the little motherfucking nerds over there trying to say, why can't we sit over there with the big dogs? You feel me? Why can't we go sit over there with the popular kids? That's what's really happening. I told y'all this shit all rooted in jealousy. It's all rooted in jealousy. Y'all know we like to peel back the layers and just get to the point, okay? The point is that these motherfuckers is jealous. Jealousy and envy is a powerful thing, man. It'll have you slipping, sliding, saying all types of shit you know you can't back up. When you a grown man and you ain't big enough to get on a roller coaster ride, man, that shit do something to you. So you know what I'm saying? Fuck him. But they only get mad like that because they can't get the money. They can't get the money, man. That's what's happening. These motherfuckers is spazzing the fuck out and talking all types of reckless shit because they can't get the goddamn money. If they could have our money, these motherfuckers be out here happy. Happy as fuck. But they know they can't get it. And here's my thing. Why you care so much? Why do you care so much if this money is not entitled to you? You only getting mad because you want our money and you're getting told hell to the no. Lord Jamar, I'm about to throw him in here. Same thing. These are other people who can't get to our money, so they mad. I mean, it's gotta suck when you know you getting left out of foundational black American reparations, and every little game you tried to fucking run, we done rejected. Every little hustle that you done tried to play done been rejected. And every single desperate fucking attempt to try to take what someone else's has been rejected. Because there was a time when motherfuckers was used to that shit. Where they were used to, oh, we want some money, let's go get it from the black Americans. Oh, we want something done, let's go get it from the black Americans. Oh, we don't have the power to do it ourselves, let's go get the black Americans to do it. That was the black Americans. This is the foundational black Americans. And all that shit got stopped at the door. Big difference. So let me put it like this, since, you know, we clearing the motherfucking air today, since everybody wants to play stupid, let me tighten it up for them. It go like this. Anything that you want, you better go get it by your goddamn self. Because everything that we've ever gotten, we got on our own. We didn't ask for help, we didn't beg for help, we didn't need the help. We built this whole country on our own. So you goddamn right, you better go get your own money on your own time with your own fucking people. Cause over here, this shit ain't for sale and this shit ain't for share. Nope, Nah, we gonna spin this motherfucker right around in our own group. Yes, indeed. We late to the party. Cause everybody else has been in there looking out for their own kind. Everybody else has been around here doing for themselves. Well, shit, we gonna do for our goddamn self. We're gonna identify ourselves, we're gonna represent ourselves, and we gonna get paid for ourselves. Yes, indeed. This is the root. Trust me when I tell you this, family. The part that's got them so motherfucking scared. I'm not gonna say shook, I'm not gonna say twisted, I'm gonna say scared, because that's exactly what it is. What's got everybody so scared is that foundational Black Americans have achieved so much with everybody else stealing from us, with everybody else benefiting off our work. Well, what happens when FBA ain't sharing no more? What happens when you can't hijack us no more? What happens when we checking your ass at the front door? What happens then? I'll tell you, their worst motherfucking nightmare. When FBAs ain't on some kumbaya shit no more. When FBAs ain't on some can't we all get along shit no more. When FBAs ain't on some yes we can shit no more. The whole goddamn world scared. Can't even sleep. They tossing and turning, man. They waking up in cold motherfucking sweats thinking about foundational Black Americans. We in they goddamn head rent free. We ain't even paying utilities in that bitch. We all in their mind. That's what's got Queen Jamar and that little runt so mad. It's because they can't get the paper. None of them can. It's all laws. We gonna be sitting here counting money, throwing $100 bills like football passes, back and forth to each other, smiling. And it's all gonna stay right here in foundational Black America. It's all gonna circulate in our communities. It's all gonna be in the certified house, in the certified zone. They can't have none. That's how you gotta be. These motherfuckers all got plots, plans, and strategies to come and get what's ours. So man, we gotta walk with that step. I don't give a fuck. We gotta let everybody know. Not explain it to them, not break it down to them, not try to get them to feel where we coming from. No. What they say, I'm just saying, nah, I ain't just saying, I'm just telling. Loud and proud, loud and clear. Foundational Black Americans. Because everybody knows our history, everybody knows what we deal with. You wanna know why everyone knows? Because everybody practices anti-Black racism. That's the thing. We don't have to sit here and enlighten people on our struggle because the same people you're trying to enlighten are the same people who practice the problem. Let me say that one more time. Let me run that back and reframe that shit. You don't have to explain the plight of foundational Black Americans to people in America because people in America practice the anti-Black racism that has always been our plight. You dig? That's why. So when you sitting here trying to explain yourself, who you explaining yourself to? Who? You sitting there trying to get an anti-Black racist to understand the plight of an anti-Black victim. It doesn't work that way. You're wasting your energy, you're wasting your effort. If you took that same energy and you said reparations or else, if you said no reparations, no vote, then you get everything done. And that's the mind that we gotta push forward with 24/7, 365. And be tight with the verbiage, be tight with the words. Remember, this is a reparations claim, it's not a reparations beg. This is a reparations demand, this is not a reparations ask. We're not asking, that's why we say cut the check. And I love that term, by the way, cut the check. You know, I always appreciate things that are straightforward, things that are no bullshit involved, things that are no filter. And it gets no more clear than cut the check. A motherfucker, once again, cannot spin that, remix that, or twist that. Because that's what they always want to do. They always want to take what we say, play stupid, rebrand that shit, and hand it back to us. And motherfuckers used to fall for that shit. It's well documented. It's well documented. Every time we would come up with something, they would just take it, spin it in their own little version, and then hand it back to us, watered down as fuck, sugar coated as fuck. We don't go for those games no more. What the fuck we say is what the fuck it is. We don't tell them something, and then they give us their version back to us. Fuck that. Once again, that's some shit that may have happened yesterday, but yesterday is not today. This is the B1 era. This is the B1 era. And the B1 era goes synonymous with we don't play no bullshit. The same way that reparations go synonymous with cut the fucking check, cash payments. So what they want to do, they want us to say reparations, and then they want to take welfare and Uber rides and free fucking value meals from McDonald's. That's what they want to give us back. We say reparations cash, they say McDonald's Happy Meal. We say reparations cash, they say DoorDash. We say reparations cash, they say a free gift card. That's what they want. That's what they want to do. How you know is because now they're talking about welfare and college and school and all that bullshit. Ain't nobody said that. Reparations for foundational black Americans, it starts with money. Let me say this, that's not the end game. Let's make this clear. Black Alpha Network, we rocking, we rolling. Let's put this shit on the line. Bang the notifications and smash that like button, by the way. I appreciate the pull up. Reparations starts with money. It doesn't end with money. Money's not in the middle of the story. Money's not 3/4 or a quarter down the road. No. Money is on day one. More money is on day two, and we gonna keep money going all the way from start to the end, from beginning to finish. All right, that's what the fuck it's about. Don't come up in here talking about some welfare. Fuck that. Don't come up in here talking about no goddamn student loans. Fuck that. We don't want none of them bullshit caveats, because y'all know they're gonna slip and slide some bullshit in the middle. We want money from the jump. We want money from the front door, the back door, the middle door, the windows, the roof, the attic, the basement. I want money all in the fucking house. Straight up and down. It starts with money and it ends with money. So if you're not talking about cash payments, cream, cash rules everything around me, I say cream, cash reparations everywhere around me. Yes, every goddamn part. That's how it is. Because my ancestors did not build this country. My ancestors did not catch the hell that they went through for no goddamn student loan that they gonna twist and spin and end up probably going to somebody else any goddamn way. My ancestors were not in the killing fields of the South picking sugarcane and cotton so you can come give me a fucking free DoorDash, all right, or a gift fucking card. Nah, keep that to your goddamn self. Now, I'll say this. All those other groups who've been trying to get our reparations, who've been trying to eat off our plate and trying to say, well, I'm black too, I experience racism too, all of them, let's see how much they want reparations when they get the free DoorDash. Why don't you go give them the DoorDash? How about that? When you go give out reparations in the form... when you go give out reparations in the form of a Happy Meal, go give it to them and we'll take the goddamn money. How about that? Let's see if everybody starts talking about we all black too then, huh? Or they're gonna say, why can't we get what Foundationals got? Because you ain't foundational. That's why. There's a big ass gap between us. It's us and then everybody else. The nearest motherfucker so far behind us, they not even in sight. I'm telling you right now, it'll take 100 highways, 100 city blocks, 1,000,000 football fields, 4 oceans, 5 continents, 40 acres and a mule just to stand close to us. That's how far we ahead of these motherfuckers, and ain't looking back. Foundational black Americans are on a mission. B1s are on a mission. Certified Black Society is on a mission. And it starts with us, and it started already, and we just getting started. One more time. It starts with us, it started already, and we just getting started. So if you don't like us today, if you got a problem with foundational B1 certifieds right now, oh, you gonna hate us next week. And the week after that, you gonna hate us some more. And we gonna love it because we embrace the hate. Boos sound like cheers to us. Yes, because all we care about is us. That's the mind, and that's how we pushing forward. The days of being slave labor to the whole fucking world, the days where motherfuckers is down bad, can't get nothing on their own, and they flee their own countries and just say, let's get over there and disrespect the people who built the country. Yeah, let me run from my land, jump over this goddamn roof, hop over this barbed wire fence just to get to the country and disrespect the people who built it. Them days have left. Them days is gone. And they didn't remove themselves. No. We removed them. We cleaned house. We circled wagons. We G-checked. We regulated. Certified regulators. That's exactly what we've done, and everybody knows it. So as I'm saying, if you hate FBA, go ahead and get a number. Go stand in line, but bring a lunch, motherfucker, because you're going to be there for a while. And what we going to be doing while they're there? We going to be 20s, 50s, 100s, stack, cash, payments, cut the check. And everything we say about these tellers is true. When we say they cannot stand being black, they cannot stand being black. When they pull up with blue eyes and shit, that's what they are on. Trust me, this ain't no game. This is who these folks are on the inside. As we do, we cash race receipts and we regulate. And we ain't got to do the roasting. We just let them talk and roast themselves. Listen.
My name is Desiree. I am 24 years old. I was born and raised in Jamaica. And I came to the United States when I was 17 to go to college. So I will start off with the fact that I Never really saw myself as a black person growing up. I still don't. Of course, if someone asks me if I'm black, of course I'm black in terms of, how society uses a term to describe someone with a certain skin color. I don't really care about that. But a lot of the people that I meet in America who are from America, who were raised here and are black, mostly black people, really ever bring this up with me because I think they assume that I share their beliefs or perspectives. When I came to this country, everybody is foreign to me. That is, everybody has a different culture from me. That is including black Americans.
You see? So when they come around and say, we all black, that person's from your community. They didn't say we all black. That person straight up said that we different. Yeah. How about this other person right here who's from your same community and they say that they're different?
How do I say this respectfully? I'm not your people. You're not my people. I don't roll like that. Just because we have the same skin color doesn't mean that you're my people or vice versa. And this is something that I've seen as an immigrant who has been living in the United States of America for more than a decade now. This past couple of years, people like you see me and automatically assume that I'm a slave descendant, my ancestors are slaves, and then they expect us to think the same way, act the same way, or believe in the same things. And if we don't, we're crazy, or we're called all the racial stuff in the book, which is for another day. But first and foremost, my ancestors were not slaves.
You see? They're not rocking with foundational black Americans, and good, because foundational black Americans ain't rocking with them. The only difference is they need what we have. We don't need what they have. We ain't got to go to their country and try to mooch off of them. That's what it's all about, family, and that's what gets everybody mad. Tethers have to come to us. We are the ones with the possession. We are the ones with the money, with the finance, with the power. They don't have none. So they got to tuck their tethered tails, and then they got to come over here and play nice, play good, but at the end of the day, they get played the fuck out, and they played themselves out. We ain't even got to do it. Hell nah, all we got to do is watch. I don't know why people think we're the same. We're not really from the same culture. I mean, what are we, That's the thought process they have, man. That's what it is. We know it. Foundational black Americans, as I said, only thing we're doing now is speaking everything aloud. We're saying things that everybody has already known. Some motherfuckers try to hide it. Some people want to keep it low. Some people want to cover it up. And all we do is expose it. We real good at exposing. Let me tell you what FBA does very goddamn well. We will expose your ass. We will reject your lies. And we might even roast you up real good too. You might get roasted. So don't come over here on no jokes. Because let me say, if we put the jokes on them that we do to each other, oh man, they have their Taylor feelings all hurt. All hurt. That's why half their Taylor feelings is hurt right fucking now. And it's a good thing. Keep on putting pressure on them. Keep on doing it the FBA certified way and sit back and relax, because remember, everything that they think about foundational black Americans has came to light because we have made it. Everything that they try to run on foundational black Americans has been exposed because we exposed it. And everything that foundational black Americans have called, have predicted, has come true because we give truth checks, fact checks, reality checks all the time. Proceed. And we don't need nobody like that on our team. Fuck that. Nah, y'all go over there. We too thorough. They can't be in the midst of us any goddamn way. You can't mix that messy shit with us. We too thorough, we too clean, we too sharp to be standing next to a motherfucker talking about something. I'm not really black. And they blacker than midnight. We don't think like that, man. These motherfuckers is 30 years behind us. They over there dressing like us, acting like us from 1982 and shit. And still trying to get down. That's that tether mentality. They living in tether misery. Good. Stay the fuck over there. Foundational black Americans, we ain't just trying to separate just because. We separate because we don't want to be around none of that energy. Our energy and our vibrations are too high to come all the way down and deal with that shit. So no. Y'all chase zaddy. Y'all talk through your tether teeth. You live in your tether world with your tether friends. And we going to be over here certified in GOOD. Good.
That's how it's going to be. They're going to always have this type of vitriol for foundational black Americans. It runs deep. It runs deep. Anybody think they're going to change their mind? It's not happening. You're not going to change these people's mind. This is a deep-seated, rooted hatred for foundational Black Americans, and that's exactly what it is. It's a hater. How we sit here all day long and, people throw around the term hater, or you hating on this, or you a playing hater. We need to really just use those terms when it comes to these other groups, because that's what they are. They just haters. They hating on foundational Black Americans consistently. They drinking on that haterade all day long. They cannot stand the fact that foundational Black Americans are out here doing it. And we can break it down if you want to give receipts. And I can do that easy work right here, on the Black Alpha Network. When you start talking about people who come from the diaspora, they're hating foundational Black Americans for their own particular reasons. Their reasons is that they've seen Black Americans become something that they never could be. They've seen foundational Black Americans become the face of Blackness. I've asked this question to a lot of people, and I'll ask it again. What would happen if there were no foundational Black Americans in the world? What would be the plight of the Black race? What would happen to Black people if we all woke up and there's no more foundational Black Americans? Matter of fact, let's up the ante. If there were no foundational Black Americans for the last 200 years, where would the Black race be? They would be in shackles. How do you know this? Because when you go to these other countries, their asses are in shackles. It proves to you we're the ones keeping the lights on. If there were no foundational Black Americans, the Black race would be out here in complete shackles, in complete bondage, hands down. Look what they're doing to themselves right now with us here. Look at the condition for these folks while we're here. So imagine if we were gone. And mind you, we are the only ones who fight. We are the only ones who stand up. We are the only ones who represent. So if you removed us from the scenario, these folks will be at each other even more than they are now. So this world really should be appreciative, particularly Black folks. They should be appreciative of foundational Black Americans, because we are the ones keeping the money flowing in. We're the ones that really give respect. When other people have their own little tether countries, nobody goes over there with any respect. They go over there and say, we're going to take whatever we can get. That's what our brother U Permit was saying earlier today. They go over there and to be 5% of somebody and they whoop 90% of somebody. Think about that, family. If we're really thinking these tethers ever going to have our best interest, or we really think it's just a surface issue, I want you to really think about it. These folks are getting their asses whooped in a country that belongs to them, and they have 90% of the population, and they getting served by 5% of a colonizer. There ain't no way. There ain't that much ass whooping on earth unless you got something deep-seated in your brain of being weak. And there's no cure for weakness. You can't go lift no weights. You can't go get on a treadmill. They can't get strong. These tethers have a mentality of being, very subservient, being very docile, and it ain't going nowhere. Foundational Black Americans, they know one thing that works for us is that they can't run up on us. They can't run up on us. You may take over South Africa. I bet you won't get Southside Chicago. I bet you won't get Southside Savannah, Georgia. I bet you won't get Southside Cleveland. I bet you won't get Southside Detroit. I bet you that. You see the difference. They know when it comes to us, they got to go to sneak tactics. They got to do soft targets. They got to run up in grocery stores, and they got to run up in churches and shit. They don't have to do that to these tethers. To these tethers, they pull right up to their goddamn front yard, hop out, and start whooping their ass. And then next thing you know, the tethers is waving their flag. Google it. The cameras is rolling. You can pull out a goddamn Google right now, and you can see pretty much every African country waving somebody else's flag other than their own, or giving them red carpet treatment, or like I said, their leaders fleeing over to these people's countries. This has been going on. This goes all the way back. They're literally making the same mistakes that they made there in slavery. How the fuck are you making the same mistakes that you made in the 1300s, you make it in the 2020s? Come on. This is real deep. These tethers is on a whole different time frame. That's the difference between a freer and a fleeman. That's the mentality they have, and they hate the foundational Black Americans have the whole world acting like us, dressing like us, walking like us, talking like us.
And that's what it is. We in the FBA time. We in the FBA zone. FBA only. And it's always certified BLACK. This family business. So we're staying with a business mind. We're sticking to a business script. And we're going to cash some business checks. If you feel me, let's ride. Appreciate everybody for tapping in with the Black AlphaCast, Black Alpha Network. Man, we done broke it down today. We done broke it down. We done chopped it up and put it all on the line, FBA style. And that's the way it has to be. And that's the way it will always be. Yes, indeed. Man, I'm so proud of our lineage. I'm so proud of our heritage. I'm so proud of our culture. I'm so proud of all of us. The way we stick together, the way we build, and the way we mobilize is amazing. Nobody can do it. And I know for a fact, without a doubt, no debate, there's not another lineage on this earth that can do what foundational Black Americans have done. And there's damn sure nobody that can do what foundational Black Americans are doing right now, real time. I say this is the era of results, and what we put our mind to, we accomplish. What we focus on, we go out get. And when we say we stick together, we stick together. That's how you build. Shout out to everyone out there pulling up right now. And I'm not just talking about the shit that makes the cameras. I'm not just talking about the thing that makes the front page or what makes the news or what trends on the internet. No, I'm talking about the brothers and sisters who are out here side by side every single day, putting in the groundwork, boots on the ground, in the trenches, really making things go for foundational Black Americans. Because remember, it's the thing that does not make the news that gives power to the movement. It's the thing that people don't see every day that gives power to the cause. It's the thing that people may not be aware of, but it's happening. And I know it's happening because we're about that action. We are all about action. And that's the best thing. We're not sitting here talking. We're not sitting here discussing it for hours and hours and hours. We're not going in time machines, going back in the past to just go over the same thing. No, we're making our own moves and we're creating our own history. History is being written right now. And we're the ones who are writing it. And it has our fingerprints on it. So let's make it the best one possible. Let's make it the best one for us. And let's make it the best ones for the future. We will succeed. We will do everything we have to do. And we will do it with FBA excellence. Because quite frankly, that's all we know how to be. Is excellent. Shit, it's in us. It's in our DNA. We built this way. Authentic. Everything is real. Nothing can break us because we are the only ones who made us. So all these people running around here trying to claim their FBA, trying to take what's ours, trying to steal things off our plate. Y'all know the whole game. Y'all know the whole routine. I don't give a fuck who they are, any op. I don't give a fuck what language that op speaks. I don't give a fuck what town, city, country, or continent that op is from. If you are on the opposite side of foundational Black Americans, shit will get hard for you. Why will it get hard for you? Because you are dealing with the most exceptional, excellent, thorough, pure, turned up, don't give a fuck, gonna take what's ours whether they like it or not era. That is us, and we all living it every single day. And me right here, the Black AlphaCast, I send a billion salutes to all of the family, my whole family tree. That goes for everybody, no matter where you are, no matter where you're at. I hope everything is good for you. I hope you're getting everything you desire. Let's keep this momentum going, and let's let the whole world know that FBA don't play, certified all the time. And when we on code, we don't ask for nothing, we just take shit. Yes, indeed. All right, family. I love y'all, man. Y'all stay good and stay safe. I want y'all to stay vigilant. As I said, always stay together. Look over each other's shoulders, okay? Look over your own shoulders and then look over the foundational Black American that's next to you. If we do that, everything will be accomplished. Easy work. So I love you guys, man. Stay safe. This is an anti-Black race war, and foundational Black Americans are on the very top where we're supposed to be. I want you to bang them notifications, smash that like button, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to Black Alpha Network. We will continue to spit that hot fire. We will continue to bring that heat, and we will continue to represent everybody who's B1 status, certified only, and FBA full life, all the way around. All right, catch y'all all on the other side. Remember one thing, wherever you go, wherever you are, Black is beautiful, and beautiful will always be Black. One love.